Hello, everybody, super punks and all. Welcome back to Callisto 6. I'm Eric Campbell, your GM. How's everybody doing tonight?
Woo! Dinner?
Yeah.
Pretty
We have a full group tonight.
Really good.
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
The band's gotten back together.
It is. I'm going to go ahead and start the top of this episode by saying Dogmite sent me a new GM screen.
It's so
This thing is so cool.
So
I love Dogmite stuff so
You get a
much.
screen. You get
So
to see behind the screen for a second.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm wasted looking at the beautiful screen. Oh, I'm the worst spy.
It's okay. Don't worry. That's my job. Don't worry, babe. I got you.
The great thing about being a GM that does not prepare properly is that I almost never have anything behind the screen to see. So yes, welcome back to Los Angeles 2120. Tonight we do have our full group and a pretty big episode ahead of us. So I'm very curious to see what you all do next as we enter. I was really like, oh, by episode 2, they're probably gonna have to escape from the station. Oh, Lacey did that. Okay, well, there'll be some new things to do on episode 2. But first, I got some stuff to read off to you.
Look at that fancy card.
Yeah, I know. Like, thank you, Sean Hudson, for the fancy card. In case you missed International Tabletop Day, this past weekend, or if you want to experience it all over again, we'll be rebroadcasting it this Saturday, June 8th, starting at 9 a.m. with the Season 3 premiere of Callisto 6, which I hear is pretty good. So check it out. Following that, so that's at 9 a.m. Following that, we're going to go into the core of International Tabletop Day 2019, starting at 12 p.m., which will feature Talisman Batman. I want that so bad. I didn't know that existed until they announced they were doing it on ITDD, and I was like, We've got to play that.
Our own Marquia is on that game, right?
Yes, we were there when we taught Marquia how to play Talisman, so I want to see how she did. Because man, Tower of Madness is also there, Nectophobia, and finally Asinine Wisdom, the board game.
Oh my god!
And it's spelled B-O-R-E-D. Those guys, the comedy. I love those guys. After that, we've got 10 Candles at 6 p.m. and then the Season 3 premiere of Vampire the Masquerade LA by Night at 9 p.m., which I also hear is a good show.
I'd like to go on record to say that 10 Candles is fine and it's a happy, fun game.
It is. It's a very relaxing game to watch.
It is not, in fact, fine.
It's great.
It's Ivan.
Just kick
It's
back,
not fine.
pour yourself a glass of wine, and it's really soothing. It's like turning on that ambient like ocean music before you fall asleep. Same feel. You'll love it. It's
Just
great.
lulls you.
Yeah.
Terrible person.
Just go slip right into a nightmare.
Nice eternal sleep.
It's good. I just like how you and I just gradually kept getting darker and darker with that. Plus, we'll be rebroadcasting Relics and Rarities Marathon in its entirety on Sunday, June 9th, starting at 9 a.m., which includes a lot of great interviews and behind-the-scenes stuff, which Xander told me about, which is all really great. Don't forget, if you're a subscriber to Geek and Sundry, I always say GNS, but Geek and Sundry, you can watch all this on Twitch right now, which is also the best way to support this channel. And then there's a bunch of notes here about guilt-tripping everyone to subscribe.
Yay! Do that.
Threatening my job. And a love letter from Sean Becker. Thank you, Sean. Oh, that's great. Oh no, it says go to hell. Sorry, I misread that. Sorry.
But like,
Okay.
I want you to go like
He wants to meet
way.
there. Like if he goes,
have
he's trying to
coffee,
be inclusive,
go to
and I
hell.
appreciate
meet
that.
for lunch.
Cafe.
Hey,
I'll be the
so
one with the rose.
before we jump into the game tonight, I just want to take a moment real quick to catch up with y'all. Eliza, Hector, how y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Apparently trapped, bro.
Yeah. Well, it happens when you meet, as Kirk said in Star Trek 3, that's what happens when you miss staff meetings, Doctor.
Apparently.
For you to miss a staff meeting, Hector, I'm disappointed in you.
Well,
Why didn't Martinez ever call a shit meeting and then just didn't show up? And just watched on a monitor and just giggled the whole time. Watched his Rue was just like, where the... I'm just saying, that would have been great April Fool's.
if I could
Because
quote,
I would find him.
Right, that's true. It is a pretty small, as starships go in the Federation at that particular period in time, it is a smaller of the starships.
I would like to keep the Star Trek talk going, and I would like to quote Captain James T. Kirk at the end of the classic episode, City on the Edge of Forever.
Yes.
Where I'll turn to Eliza and I'll say, let's get the hell out of here.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't really have any other announcements for tonight, guys, unless y'all have any announcements.
I have a quick one.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know if any of you saw the announcement, but a new video game called Citizens of Space is coming out June 18th, and we're finally able to announce Xander and I are both in the game. We did. I voiced like 3 or 4 characters, and so did Xander. So this is the first video game that both bards are in it.
That's amazing.
It's on
kind of video game? It's on Steam?
Sega. It's on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PS4,
Had to.
and another one.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
And yeah,
It's
we're
on
really
Switch?
excited. And
Is it on Nintendo Switch?
yes, it is on
Sweet.
Switch.
gonna
And
get it on
apparently
Switch.
it's really, really fun, and it's I'm excited to play it.
Right
and
on.
I play some whack out characters, and in the Star Trek realm, I play the voice of the ship.
Oh.
The AI, but to make everyone feel comfortable in their,
Can we hear a taste? Make us feel comfortable.
I recorded this over a year ago.
Life support is failing.
Just use your calming voice right now.
Life support is failing, but I'll say this with a smile to make you feel comfortable. I don't know how to feel. Thank you. Thank you for dying.
That's good.
Dying is inevitable.
I want a T-shirt that says "Thank you for dying."
Thank you for dying. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Void merch.
Please exit your life.
Amazing.
Any other announcements before we
I
get
really
into
got
the
us in
game?
the mood for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
what's up?
Yeah. There is a portal.
There's more.
What you
I'll
got?
do mine quick. So Ripley Improv, we are in post-production for our improvised films. It's been a while
That's
since
pretty
I
gnarly.
last was able to update you all here, but we're doing a fundraiser this Sunday. It's a dystopian immersive event with a costume contest for people dressed up as like the Capitol people in Hunger Games type
Oh
thing,
my gosh.
or Resistance members. But anyway, if you're not in LA, which most people I know aren't, just go check out our website because we just revamped our website and it looks pretty great, and you can find out all about our improvised film anthology.
Yay.
Right on. Awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I think that's it. Is there any other announcements? Wait, I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something on that end of the table.
I'm excited.
Okay, I was expecting murderous, but okay, excited works too.
They are excited.
I thought it was implied.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that is true. With Sam, to be one is to be the other. All right, with that, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Callisto 6.
As more reports of strange sightings continue to come in. After the stunning revelations and events during their mission to the moon, the Callisto 6 were once again exposed to the mysterious energy that bestowed their powers. But as they reach their full potential, they come upon the realization that the energy's reality-shattering properties have trapped them in a fragment of space and time where multiple universes are converging. More alarming still, Oya and Anton have vanished before the team's very eyes and appear to be lost between worlds. As hope begins to fade, a benevolent entity taking the form of Oya's grandmother appears before them and reveals that she is the creator of the Callisto energy, an energy her kind called the Radiance. Speaking to them across time and space, she reveals the identity of the creature they once knew as Fletcher Krause, revealing to them how they might escape the station and save Oya and Anton. Now, locked in battle with one of Kylan Krause's personal assassins, the team must secure the only shuttle left and escape back to Earth, or be forever lost in a broken reality. I'm Hakeem Sophia. Rest easy, Los Angeles.
No big deal. Just battling for your lives in an alternate reality.
Typical Tuesday.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What happens on the moon?
Where we left off was actually a pretty intense moment because we had one of our team members commit to a course of action that was rather shocking and rather definitive. Of course, as we know, Cobalt had done some recon and was attempting to make contact with Fawn. Because the shuttle had disintegrated, you guys needed another way off the space station. You found your way by stealing the Pyramid Star shuttle that Fawn took to get here in order to secure the Callisto 6 energy source. Now, at this point, all of the realities and things that you've learned are starting to contradict each other. The monster that you encountered that was dying, that Oya spoke to from beyond the grave through time, has now been revealed to be the creature that killed everybody. So which is real? Fawn and their strike team apparently stole the Callisto energy source. Dr. Ree was alive for a moment. Everything is kind of folding in upon itself. The reveal that you guys have slipped into a different time stream when you approached the moon has made everyone kind of have to question what events were true, which ones are logical to your reality, and what will stick once y'all leave, if you can get out. What's worse, though, is that Oya and Anton seem to be lost, and you're not sure where the hell they've disappeared to. And at this particular moment, that recon to encounter Fawn led to combat with Fawn. Particularly when she was able to use her powers to sense the presence of Cobalt standing right next to her. Even though he was invisible and intangible, she was still able to detect using her powers of sound.
She's very dangerous.
Her perception check is off the charts. She's very dangerous. She's also accompanied by a few of the mutant soldiers that y'all have fought before over the skies of Los Angeles. When combat broke out, y'all did an excellent job getting the drop on her and laying the smackdown in just the opening few moments of that round. Displaying some of your new powers the way they have manifested, particularly Hops blasting the entire hallway with a tidal wave of electricity, sending just lightning in every direction. Even though you've managed to electrocute all of them, it wasn't enough to drop her, but then the next thing happened and the next thing happened. Before we know it, the entire team was showing up just in time for Lacey to rip a portal open behind Fawn, and inside the chassis of Honey Baby, this mech full-on body tackled Fawn into the portal onto the surface of the moon. And where we left off was you all watching Lacey sail into 0G as air is rushing out of this rip that has appeared before all of you, hovering above the ground. Electrical Callisto-like energy just arcing off of the edges of where reality has been torn open. And just beyond, as all of this wind is rushing out of this portal, your ears are popping from the depressurization. You can see on the other side, both of them touching down into the gray powder of the moon. Fawn's helmet is not on. And Lacey has collided with the ground. Honey Baby, I should say, has their arms wrapped around Fawn's waist, and they both have impacted about 10 feet on the other side as the weakened gravity of the moon has gradually drawn them back down into the powder of the moon. So you can see right now where you're at is outside of this portal. You can see the horizon, that grayish white horizon of the moon landscape, and then just the pristine curtain black of space beyond. This side of the station is facing north. This is like, remember how I described it as the station is crescent shaped? This side of the station is facing north, so you have appeared on, Lacey and Fawn have appeared on the other side of the station and have fallen down a full level. So even though 10 feet out, it's a 20-foot drop, which doesn't yield any damage, of course, but it does take a full action for you to finally... What's kind of haunting Lacey is as y'all are descending, you can vaguely make out the muted muffled screams of Fawn in the vacuum of space. That sounds very, very familiar, similar to just like it's barely audible, just enough that you can tell that they're doing it. And we start tonight's game with all of y'all watching this whole event happen. Right now, everyone has succeeded and is not being sucked out of this portal. The portal does not close, I believe, until Lacey chooses it to close. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm closing it as soon as possible.
Okay, so the portal goes... and that's where we'll start tonight. The portal just closes up, and... pressurization begins to reassert itself into the station. So once again, there's a wave of dizziness that washes over everybody as the alarms are blaring once again. A few of these mutant soldiers are also picking themselves up off the ground. I won't even have a roll because we're not in combat at the moment, but when you throw your fist, Cass, they disappear down the hall. There's a cracking sound, a shattering of materials from its helmet, and it disappears down the hall. It's almost like watching a cartoon. You can
Just
hear a
panic
distant
punching. Bring them back!
crashing
They
noise.
have their suit on. They have their suit on. They're gonna be okay. They're gonna come right back.
What was that? Is that where Endon and we are? What's going on?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Like it just.
Ah!
Another one. Okay, so a full round, because these villains, they're literally gonna have to take a full round from the depressurization. They have their suits on. They're collecting themselves from being both electrocuted and sucked towards a portal. As they're standing up, clocking them is not. You don't even have to roll. They're not really getting defense checks here. So for one round, they're defenseless as they're picking themselves up off the ground. One of them's trying to grab a gun. Kobold immediately stock strikes one of them across the face, sending them down.
He's in the shuttle.
Oh, that's right. Cobalt ran for the shuttle. I should include that. So Cobalt, during this whole fight, has vanished. Not here. That doesn't appear to be in the immediate vicinity. So there's no one saw him get sucked out the portal though. So I can give you that.
Do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, here's what we're gonna do. The next thing that happens, we're gonna take the next scene right now. As this is all transpiring, as all of y'all are trying to figure out what's going on, is Fawn and Lacey on the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
Now, there are no checks or saves when you're in the vacuum of space. Right now, Fawn has 3 rounds, and they're going to lose 1 from the damage track until they hit 0. So you can already see the effects of being exposed to the vacuum taking place on Fawn's face.
Yeah. Do I know? I know the schematics of this station and the locations of airlocks.
You do, but let me give you a caution.
Yes.
Because of the reality-shattering effect that is taking place right now, even though you'll know exactly where those are, you won't know exactly what you're jumping into. So you could do it, but you might jump into. It's entirely possible you might jump into another version of Fawn arriving at the station, just to give you an idea of the chaos that's taking place on the station right now. So yes, you can totally do it.
Yeah. It's very, very dangerous for me, but not being in the being in the vacuum is very, very dangerous for Fawn, and she should probably go to jail instead of the vacuum of space. So I'm going to try.
Okay.
So I'm going to open a portal under her on the ceiling of an airlock because gravity.
Okay. All right. So, what's the expenditure? Describe this to me.
It is a 6-point intellect expenditure. I think there's an
Makes
upgrade
sense.
if I
That
want
is a
to.
mighty ability.
Yeah. So I have 4 edge, so it goes through that. And
So 2 points then.
yeah.
Okay. So Lacey, once again, having never done this before, calling upon the sensations that you felt the first time where you wanted to do this, it's essentially like, for lack of a better way of explaining it, hacking reality. You decide to make point A and point B fold so you can create a wormhole. Willingness to be so, you see Fawn is grasping at Honeybaby's face. Feebly, like eyes wide, you can see the blood vessels rising to the surface of their eyes. And suddenly, this portal opens up underneath her, and she immediately falls. The suction of the vacuum exploding out into space, like she falls down and starts to get sucked right back out again. I'm guessing you're following her in?
No.
Okay. So in that case, what ends up happening is the gravity effect of the station itself begins to fight against the decompression that is erupting out of the hole.
I thought about it, and based on the volume of atmosphere involved in an airlock, gravity of the moon, you might get one of those like kind of floaty wind tunnel-y
Kind of,
effects,
because
but grav, haven't run the equation, but on the hope, grav should work just because there isn't quite enough pressure from a fairly large door.
That's all very true, but you don't.
Does she get in the threshold? Because I don't want
She's in the threshold,
Okay, cool.
but the state of the airlock is not secure. So when you've opened that portal, you see that even though the airlock it looks undamaged and it is locked down, the airlock door to the inside of the station is not secure.
Okay, I'll have
So
not secure physically, not secure digitally.
it's open. So more air, so more atmosphere is rushing out than would normally be in this
Okay,
airlock.
cool.
Yeah.
I will close that when I have the earliest opportunity.
Okay, so you forced her down into it and closed the portal, I suppose. Just
I think my priority has to be closing the airlock.
Okay,
So
you
she
just
couldn't
click
just run
that
back
on.
out. Yep.
All right, the rushing of the air is having an effect. It looks like it's slowing the process of destroying her outright, but it's only a quick action. So the airlock door just goes until finally the less and less compression. She drops down. You close the portal?
Yeah.
The moment that portal goes seals shut, you immediately, instantaneously, as if it was your own thought, Honey Baby warns you that you have exactly 2 minutes of life support left.
Thank you for the warning, honey baby. We're gonna get back in as soon as possible. I just want to make sure that that airlock is pressurized but secured.
It's repressurizing as we speak.
Thank you, sweet baby. Where's everyone else from here? Hang on. And I guess I'll try a portal back to them.
Okay.
Hope this works.
So in mid-conversation, it's been about maybe 10 seconds.
What the hell again?
I need everyone to make checks to grab a hold of something. It's an initiative check. So this is an initiative check. I won't. It's not so much.
What's the difficulty?
Cool. All right. it's fine.
Difficulty here is going to be 3.
I'll accept it.
Yeah.
Damn.
You good?
18.
18.
I also lowered it to
Nice.
level 1.
I also lowered it to 1 and I got a 17.
Okay.
Could have done the 5 in this one, but no, I'll need it later.
So it's like a
and I'll
straight up
get-
initiative check, speed check.
19.
Okay.
Oh.
You all hear this familiar crackling sound. There's a beat where everyone exchanges glances and grabs something, and then
Cast. I immediately grabbed cast.
this portal opens up again, and stepping through it, Honey Baby steps through. His air is just rushing out, and it goes closes behind. You're standing in the hallway. You see the unconscious forms of some of these mutant soldiers laying on the ground, and
I got nervous.
Lacey reappears by themselves.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
What happened?
I knew you'd be back.
She should be secure in the airlock.
She's
where
still
she
alive?
Can't. I didn't think I should.
I just didn't know. She got shoved down in space.
I don't think she's feeling very good, but it was just long enough. But yeah, we should. I didn't.
Did you make a hole in space?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
There are a lot of
What did you
holes
do?
in time, and so space. I guess.
Can you make a hole anywhere?
I don't know. Right now, it's a knack and not a craft.
What if you, like, think about Oya really hard?
Yeah, can you find Oya and Antoine?
I can certainly try.
Okay, so concentrating on the visualizing Oya and Anton in your mind, you start focusing, and all of you begin to hear this crackling energy. Just you see this line begin to appear in front of you as this golden energy that you all know as Callisto 6, but also called the Radiance, begins to manifest by the will of Lacey. Lacey it's literally tugging at the code of the universe, pulling at the physics of the reality, the fabric that holds everything together, just. And as it begins to slowly seal back up again, you all once again hear this mournful, haunting, piping wail. It seems to echo. It doesn't seem to be coming from any one particular direction. And it definitely does not sound human. Echoes down the hallways.
I'm better with machines.
Where's? Are we going to talk about what that is? Where's Cobalt?
I don't know. When I came down here, he was still, I guess, invisible.
Where's Cobalt's tech?
You can detect Cobalt. The moment you just where's Cobalt? You immediately detect the readings of their life support on their suit is in the Cassium docking bay.
Okay, Cobalt's in the.
He's
docking.
okay?
The life support readings seem normal.
Okay, good. I didn't electrocute him. That's good to know.
And then you hear
Holy
coming
gosh,
through
shit.
your comms going, hello, is everyone all right?
Hey, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I managed to find the shuttle, and I've managed to get it online. It looks like it's mostly working.
Good? Mostly?
Well, I've never flown a shuttle. It looks like it flies itself. Is
Great.
Fawn dealt with?
We should probably check on her. How's Moonlight?
Moonlight, who is during this whole event, Moonlight stepped way back and grabbed hold of the wall. And as all of this has finally died down, when you say, "How's Moonlight?" everyone kind of looks over at her, and she looks back at everyone and lets go of the wall and signs, "I'm okay."
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I guess we should at least have eyes on Fawn. I don't want her to escape or something. So I don't know what we were planning to do with her. I was really scared that she would scream, and then really bad things can happen with sound.
Huh.
There are a lot of really bad blood vessels and the station.
Yes. What are we planning on doing with her since the station is in constant flux of what doors are open and what aren't?
What time is she from? I don't know. I mean,
All 5 of me grab my head.
Yeah, all 5 images of Cass. Just
Okay.
the only downside is that, yeah, she can do things with a voice, but she can do things with any sound. I mean, if we just get anywhere near her, she could snap her fingers and blow our ears
That's why I
out.
put her in an airlock so that there would be air, but also she wouldn't be in the same space, and then we would, I guess, vent it if we have to. I really don't want to vent it. I really don't want to hurt her. I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't want you guys to get hurt. I'm sorry.
We just need to,
I'm
like,
sorry. This is good.
knock her out. Or...
She's secure. And if
Alright.
she becomes more dangerous, less secure.
Okay, what do we do first?
Is there some kind of, like, first aid kit or something in the shuttle? Like, maybe...
not in the shuttle, but in that sort of like the panic room that you guys found with the new spacesuits in it. There are first aid kits and medical.
Does this panic room have visual on the room Fawn is in?
Lacey can literally just visually, and in fact, all of you, if you wanted to, like, go up to a console on the wall, but Lacey can literally just tap into the comms and in the cameras.
I'd like to ask Sweet Baby to keep that on passive, and if any shenaniganery is detected, to pop an alert, but otherwise, for the sake of...
The moment Sweet Baby acknowledges, it immediately pops an alert.
Okay, what's Fawn
They
doing?
immediately pop an alert, and coming up on the screen, the airlock that you put her in is right now showing 3 scientists. One of them is working on what looks like one of the wall panels, and the other one is what looks like doing kind of a dance, and the other one is waving them off and trying to focus on what looks like a pad of information in their hand, a writing pad.
Okay. Did set up that level 10 recognition algorithm, though, so if she pops back up somewhere else in another one,
You'll be able to spot it?
I will be able to know where on the station she is.
Okay.
She's in a different when, a different where, a different...
Oh my god.
I have so much data to analyze after all of this.
Yeah.
But, okay, we need to get out of here, but we can't leave without Oya and Anton. So what do we do?
I don't know how to get them back. We should get in touch with Anika Patel. She was our ground control. She'll know what to do.
Okay, if she can hear us in whatever time this is.
I mean, we'll just have to use the computers to communicate.
Okay, do we do that from the ship or do we do that here?
I mean, I would feel better on the ship. I feel like the station is a little unstable.
I would like also to be on the ship.
Let's go! Isn't the ship part of the station? I don't care. Let's go.
It flies.
So moments later, y'all enter the airlock and step into the Cassium shuttle. This is a very well-equipped, long-range spacecraft.
I like ours better.
And as y'all are moving in, it's not quite as spacious as the shuttle was, but this transport obviously designed for quick there and back agains. Probably less travel time, even though it's a 3-day journey to the moon. As you're looking into this, you begin to realize, oh, this is the tech that they use to get astronauts up in here, up, back and forth, like it's a bus trip these days. Cobalt is at the controls, staring at them, kind of stressed out as y'all enter. And he goes, "Good, yes. Someone else should probably be in this chair," and removes himself.
Not
from
it,
the pilot's
not it, not it. I can't fly.
By the way, Honey Baby definitely having a little bit of problems finding space to move around inside the shuttle. Not necessarily designed for an 8.5-foot war droid that's been converted, but it's still, you can still move around, but it's a tighter fit as you're moving through.
Okay, then I'll just sit wherever there's the most space and pilot from there.
Okay, you basically take up 2 seats and you put one leg on one seat, one leg on the other, and just...
I manspread capaciously.
So, comms.
Yeah.
So go ahead and there's... I'll go ahead and give you a tip off that there's an insight to be gained here if you want to use it.
Okay.
And this is going to be a check, a difficulty 10 check, to computer check down to get comms established back to Earth.
Okay.
Which one would you like to do, or would you like to do both?
I think I would like to do both. So I will spend 3
Alright.
points. I'm down to 19 intellect for the insight.
Okay, so for the insight,
Yeah.
the data that's coming back as you're looking at the communication feeds reveals that the connections that it's making and it's receiving from Earth, they're disjointed. Some of them are long streamed, some of them are pre-records, and some of them are not making any sense. You sifting through the data, you begin to realize that about the equal distance would be about a day's flight away from the moon. There seems to be an aura around the entirety of the moon created by the shattering effect of the Callisto energy. And Lacey, what you start to realize is that your previous contact with Anika Patel may have not been from your reality. It starts to occur to you as you're looking at all of the data feeds that you may have actually been hearing transmission from another Earth when you saw everything take place in central LA with Fletcher. You're seeing a lot of communications come through. Different voices, and some of these people you've never heard before. And you do, for a brief second, catch the transmission of Dr. Ree trying to beam his intelligence back to the planet. And it vanishing. And it's in that moment, that insight that I'm going to gain to you, Lacey, you realize suddenly that this shattering time effect is actually the cause of the severance of data packet that gave birth to Tails, not his death before the transmission could stop. You're seeing this paradoxical loop in all of these communications happening. Curiously enough, though, nothing from the future. Disjointed alternate realities from now and the past. Doesn't seem to be anything let me put it this way. You don't detect any of you. In all of these different realities, you're not hearing your voice.
Totally different thing. I could die immediately.
That's true. So, that's what you get.
No,
In other words, you can probably make contact with Earth. It is a 1 in 100,000 chance that it would be the Earth that you need to talk to.
How many of the Earths out there have the person we need to talk to qualified to talk?
Infinite.
Yes, it's true. I mean, we're working with magnitudes of infinity. Invisible, intangible, non-existent, Anton, in my head.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're doing that thing in film where it's just a ghost boy. You're just talking to someone who isn't there, and then you cut back and it's
Yeah.
not there. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is going to be throwing a dart at the board.
Yeah.
But it is conceivable to find a Dr. Patel out there.
Okay.
This would be a lot easier with Oya.
Yeah.
you think?
Then we would know how to get Oya
Then
back.
Yeah.
We just need an Oya so we can Oya.
So as you're formulating this, we are going to cut to
Cut to what?
you and Oya.
What? Where? Specifically where?
You and Oya,
Specifically,
your
when?
eyes flutter open and you're looking at each other lying on the ground a few feet away from each other. So the first thing you see is the wary face of each other coming to consciousness. You're aware that you're laying on a floor, but if you can try to imagine this, the floor that you're laying on or the ground, you're aware that it's there. It has a substance that feels like you're laying against something, but it doesn't feel like it has any tactile information to give you. You don't know what the floor feels like. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it rough? If you could imagine what it must feel like to be a magnet pushing against another magnet. It's the same sensation where you know you have something stable underneath you, but for some reason it's not registering. Your mind isn't comprehending exactly what it is. You know you're not going numb. And as you look across each other, you're starting to get an idea of what your surroundings are.
Oh, yeah? I'm going to try to stand up.
It's easy.
Quickly. And I
You
kind
pick
of
yourself up.
whip into place.
As you come into form, Anton, you just see Anton do that thing he can do, and you see just like a rubber band just go into a standing position, and immediately, Anton, a wave of dizziness washes over you. To your left and right, look like you are looking at the warped mirrors of reality. To your right and left are essentially, it looks like mirrors that are peering out over the cosmos, but they're distorted, almost like you're looking through a two-dimensional window that is mapping out the universe in 2D, so it's like been flattened and infinite. It sort of distorts as you look at it. For a second, you don't know if it's right next to you or if it's a few 100,000 miles away. Your feet, the ground around you is opaque and strange. It looks almost like someone had taken one of those bad 80s unicorn posters with the laser grids, and they filled it in with this sort of gray, opaque, like, palette. So it kind of has this gloss to it, but no detail. Like bad CGI from the 80s, and it stretches out endlessly in front of you and behind and blends into these two walls that are mirroring universes all around you. You remember the effect in the movie Interstellar when they went into the wormhole? It's the same distorted universal effect that you see around on both sides of you. And all you hear is wind. And none blows, just a howling wind and the occasional piping sound. This howling piping sound coming from every direction. Echoing off into the distance.
I get up slowly and I'm seeing all this same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where the hell are we?
I don't know. Are you okay? Are you all right? I'm going to walk over, get closer to Oya.
I think so.
Oya is the only thing here that looks real to you.
I stand up.
Okay, you stand up. It's the same sensation. Everything else feels normal. But the sensations here beyond standing and beyond Anton are all very alarming. The air you're breathing you're not breathing at all. When you inhale, your chest expands, no air enters. And yet somehow you're able to speak and your body isn't responding like it's suffocating.
I'm pinching myself. I pinch him really hard.
It hurts. You're definitely tactile. Y'all are the only things that make sense.
There's some really good programs I've seen. I want to check to see if we're in a program of some kind. Digital.
Okay.
Are we in a program?
I would say you could. I would say that this would be an excellent time if you wanted to use insight as well.
Okay.
You can ask a question, and so do you remember how insight works?
Nope.
So what you do is you spend 3 intellect points.
Oh, is this like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you spend 3 intellect points, and if it pertains to like the, I guess the paradigm of your character, if it's something that you would know,
Yeah.
then you can ask me a question, and I will give you an honest answer about what's going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So you want to know if this is a computer effect?
I want to know if we are being bound by some, like, even though we can feel our bodies, is what the rest of our senses.
Is this real?
Is it real? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's a good way of phrasing it.
Yeah.
So
What kind of program it is?
So as you're reaching out, you notice that Oya begins to have that familiar glow that she gets when she's tapping into her power. Oya, no, this is not a computer program, but your abilities to sense the ebb and flow of space-time is giving you a much cleaner sense of what this is. This realm that you're both standing in feels eerily similar to the space that you spoke to Ollie in. It is the wall between worlds. Sort of, if reality had like a drywall, y'all are inside of it. You are in somewhere in the middle of nowhere that is the link to everything.
Okay. You know what? Okay, yeah. This is real.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how is this real? What are you talking about?
I think we're between worlds right now. I want to walk to something. You said it's kind of like mirrors almost?
It looks like there's a wall right in front of you.
I want to walk to it and try to touch it.
You start walking towards it, and it's very disorienting because as you walk towards it, you're expecting to touch it. And then as you extend your hand out, you realize you're still not touching it. It's playing games with your spatial reality. You're not sure where it is. It's once again kind of feeling like you're not sure if this wall is 5 feet in front of you or 1,000 miles away. You're not hearing any sound bounce back, so it's not responding like a normal, like enclosed space would. And as you're reaching out, you're not touching anything.
Hey, stretchy boy.
Am I seeing this wall close to Oya, or am I experiencing it the same way she's experiencing it?
You're experiencing it the same way she's experiencing it. So what's disorienting is watching her reach out. You're expecting her to immediately like hit, glass pane kind of thing. But instead, it's like an optical illusion. It's contradicting what your spatial awareness is telling you what should be happening. And instead, she's reaching out and touching nothing.
Okay,
Can you
hang
reach
on.
anything? You have a far longer reach than I do.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna stand right next to Oya. I'm gonna put my hand sort of on your shoulders, right to like you're right here and I'm right here, so that your hand's reaching out, and then I put my hand right kind of parallel, and then I'm just gonna keep punching through and just keep going. Hang on, I'll get this in a second. It'll just be a second. Hang on. Hang on.
Now to the effects that you have.
Just hang on a second. Hang on a minute.
Oh my god.
So
Still
you're
stretching. Still stretching.
Still going.
Whew. I'm getting thinner.
We'll say you're about 20 feet out now. Your body is starting to.
Okay, stop.
Whoa.
We don't have to stretch it.
Bring it back.
Whoa. That's a good stretch.
You want to do the other side?
Yeah, sure. Move you over here. Nope, same thing. Nope, nothing. There's nothing there.
Thing.
So,
That's one.
Oya, how could you tell that we were in the space? What did you say? We were in
The space between worlds.
the space between worlds? How could you tell? Because I saw you glow and you did your thing.
Because I've been here before.
When?
Remember how I talked to the other version of myself?
Uh-huh.
Well, it was kind of like this place.
You getting the same feeling?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we were each in our worlds, but
Yeah,
there was something between us, and it felt like this.
And now we're here.
Now we're in it. Yeah,
Now we're inside the telephone that you guys were using as you were communicating.
yeah. But I don't know.
How? How did we get
Yeah.
in here? Can we get out?
Yeah, maybe we should try.
Okay, I'll hold on to you,
Yeah.
and then maybe you use your powers, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say my superpowers aren't going to be able to get us out of this place.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
Do your thing.
try,
Take your
yeah.
time. Take your time. It's okay.
I just don't know which. I want to try to sense where is home.
So tell me how you do that. What does Oya do to try to find home in a place that's existing literally as a concept?
Yeah.
Like when you need that point of origin to chart a path home, what does Oya do? What's your instinct?
Where's the kitchen in my house?
Okay. You start imagining that. It clicks to your mind. And as you're thinking about it, Anton, you notice a wooden door suddenly. A wooden door that's standing up completely on its own.
In front of both of us.
It's a few feet away. It's sort of to your right, just out of sight of Oya. Like Oya's not looking at it. She's concentrating.
Yeah.
But you see a small brass handle, green door that looks like it has some of the paint peeling off of it.
Oh yeah. Keep your eyes closed. Keep concentrating.
Okay.
A very important door to you wouldn't happen to be green, would it?
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
the door to the kitchen.
Why? Yeah. Well, how did you know that? What?
Okay.
What?
Okay. Keep
Did I say that out
concentrating.
loud?
Don't freak out. No, you did not, and I can't read your mind. Keep doing what you're doing, because whatever you did just materialized a door nearby. Don't open your eyes. Keep doing what you're doing.
We should go through the door.
Okay, I'm gonna keep hanging onto your shoulders. I'm gonna reach and try to open the door and pull us through, okay?
Okay, don't let go.
I got you.
Okay, you start leading her.
Can I touch the door?
Yeah, you walk over. It's cold to the touch. It feels like a brass handle.
Oh yeah, don't freak out. There's a real door here.
Okay.
And I just touched it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna surprise you with a birthday party or something. I'm not. I don't know what's on the other side of this. But we're
I
gonna
want
go
us to get
through,
home. That's
okay?
the only thing I
me
want
too.
on the other
Me
side.
too. Both of us. Okay, here we go.
You swing the door open. In your field of vision is this kitchen area. Looks brand new. Tiled floor, large counters. You can immediately smell English breakfast and cookies. Just immediately hits you. The sensations as well, Oya, very familiar to you. You haven't smelled these particular smells since you were a little girl. And as y'all are moving, you kind of step into the kitchen.
Yeah,
like
just
slowly.
1 foot first. Is there a ground in there?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're walking
cool.
into the cold. The moment you walk in, a woman who you didn't see before is kind of off to the side. She's taking an apron off and she stops and stares at you. She is adorned with all sorts of very colorful floral-like patterns of dress, an apron around her waist that she's just folded down. She's an older woman, African American, has these very fine dreads that have been pulled back and tied with a bandana just kind of pulled up onto top, just kind of keep everything in order, and beautiful jewelry that's adorning her ears and hands.
Does she look
very
familiar to me?
warm-faced. She does have the same semblance of Oya. She does look a little like your friend Oya here. And she stops and she sees you and she goes, "Oh my."
Oya, do you have an older twin sister?
My eyes shoot open. Abuela?
So as your eyes shoot open, you see the woman that appeared to you on the drop ship that first time standing in front of you, your grandmother, with her apron folded down, staring at the two of you, rather surprised. And she says, "You found me."
I run and hug her.
You hug her, and she immediately puts her arms around you.
I'm gonna like carefully close the door behind us. Yes.
Slide it closed.
And I'm checking the door like, okay.
You're like, "Okay, this is real." She pulls back from you and puts her hands on your face, and she says, "Let me look at you." Oh,
How? What?
I'm so happy we can finally talk.
What is happening? You know what's happening, Abuela?
I do. I know everything that's happening. You just missed your friends. They were here seconds ago.
What do you mean?
Well, how
I
can
thought
that
you
be?
were them
Oya,
coming back in.
No, but Oya concentrated and she was able to use her powers somehow through time manipulation or something to get us here. Hi, hello, I'm Anton. How were our friends just here?
And we have powers, Abuela. I don't know if you know this. We're kind of superheroes.
I do know this. She takes off the apron and starts folding it up, and she says, "You're in a pocket dimension that I created."
Wait. What?
She says, I know.
A pocket dimension. She said we're in a pocket dimension. That
It's
she...
the only way I could talk
Wait.
to all of you.
What?
I had to do it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're not actually Oya's abuela, are you?
No, I'm not.
Sorry, Oya.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I took this form because I needed to speak to you. I needed to reach you.
And it would be more comfortable for us and you, Oya, to see your abuela, right? That sort of thing.
I always liked you, Anton.
I'm sorry, have we met?
No, but I've been trying to reach all of you for a very long time.
Okay.
Well, who are you?
Oh. You know, I just told everybody this story already, and I didn't realize it was going to be as tiring because it's a lot, but
Okay, well, I have another question while you think about how to tell me that.
sure.
Who gives you the right to just take that?
It's actually a good point.
That's not for you to take and put on.
Yeah, how
like it's
come
a
you-
costume.
How come you didn't take the form of like my mom or dad or like somebody I liked?
It was Oya.
Or like someone who, I don't know, someone that's just not for you to take, okay? You know?
It was the only way.
Oya, is your abuela passed away?
I never got to talk to her as an adult. And now this first time I get to talk to her, it's not even her.
You're gonna have your chance.
Okay, that's either very sentimental and sweet or really creepy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you better prove to us that you're not some creepy magician thing.
Well, I am kind of a magician thing, but
you like
not creepy.
Are you like a space alien or something?
Like a space alien, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, another one of those. All right, I'm listening.
All right.
If it makes you feel any better, Oya, she seems really nice. She's making me feel good too. I know, and I never met her. And
I am really nice, but I also think Oya is totally justified for being upset.
Sure, yeah.
Can we at least have some cookies while you tell us?
Yeah, I made them for. They didn't eat all of them.
I already took some.
He his hand over one of the cookies. It is alarming. It tastes exactly like you remember it, and it's at that moment when she says, "That's the trick, Oya. To anchor yourself to the reality you come from. You have to focus on what you know, those memories, and you can find your way back. Unfortunately, you're not strong enough yet to be able to walk between the worlds, but you will be. You have a lot of challenges waiting for you in your future. You're going to be able to walk time. And as wonderful as that sounds, as somebody who's doing it right now, I can tell you it's not that much fun. So I'll give you the quick rundown as best I can, and it's going to be a lot, and I apologize for dropping this all on you.
First question.
First
Are
question.
you benevolent or malevolent?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, benevolent. I've been trying to reach out to you all since you achieved the powers that you have.
I saw you. I remember.
That was my first attempt, but you weren't ready yet. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
Second question. Are Oya and I going to be able to get back to our team after this little powwow?
I have a plan.
Okay.
But it's not going to be easy.
Sure.
And at that point, again, you hear that piping howl outside the door, and she glances and she said, "We're not exactly alone in between worlds.
Of course not.
We'll be safe in here for the moment." Gives me time to tell you a little bit of what I told everybody else. My real name is Otu. I am from a race that has been dead for billions of your years. In fact, in your time, I have been dead for billions of years. So, let me explain everything. She goes into a detailed explanation then, telling you that she is from this race. She is the last of a race known as the Burima. B-U''RI''MAH. Burima. And she gives you the story that she gave the others. The discovery of the radiance, this energy source that she helped create. The greatest achievement, the greatest scientific achievement of her people. They used this power to seed worlds throughout the universe in different galaxies in order to make it possible to set off the chain reactions required to create life where it could grow. They didn't anticipate that on some of these worlds there was a mineral that they had never come in contact with that had the ability to absorb the radiance and contain it. One of their own, who, as a bit of a reveal, was a leader on their world, like a political and social hero, so to speak, of the people of her race, believed that there was a way to use the radiance to get what they wanted, to do what they wanted, to manufacture a better universe. When you can literally alter all of reality, you're basically becoming a god. Why wouldn't you make the utopian society? To their credit, the Burima sided against that entity and instead decided that the radiance was too dangerous And after multiple attempts and learning that there was minerals on these worlds that could absorb it, they decided we should bury this technology forever.
What was that entity's original name?
She tells you. As she reaches this point in the story, she sets down a teacup and sets it aside and says, "You, of course, first learned of him as Fletcher Cross. But their real name..." And you see this hesitation, this pain that comes to her face, and she says, "We named them Vunkos, which in our language means the scorned. They were stripped of their name and made an outcast. We marooned them on Earth. Back then, it was a burning rock of volcanic gas and should have been impossible to survive, but we think, or at least most of us thought before it was too late, that somehow Vunkos was able to find or harness what little of the radiance that was still present on Earth in order to survive. They have been there since the dawn of the creation of your world, when it first formed in the solar system.
Even before the dinosaurs?
Long before the dinosaurs, when the first proteins were colliding with one another, when the first bacteria was beginning to form. It was back during the days of primordial goo, as you might say.
This isn't really on topic, but I'm just curious. Did the dinosaurs go extinct because of Vunkos?
I don't know. I was dead long before that happened.
I'd always hoped to figure out the real reason. Okay.
The real
She
reason?
kind of looks at Oya and says, "Like I said, these things might open up to you as a possibility, but I cautioned you, if you want to go on a journey to discover the truth of your planet's history, be very, very careful." And she sips the tea very slowly.
Anton, I think we're supposed to go see dinosaurs.
I think we're going to travel through some time. That's awesome. Sorry.
Pretty awesome.
Continue with your
but we
story.
have to, like, save our friends and stuff.
Yeah. Yes, of course. This
So
is
she
like later.
continues
This is later plan.
explaining.
After dinosaurs.
She explains to you the rest of the story about how Vunkos, there was a war between all of them. Vunkos was marooned on Earth, left to die in one of these lifeless worlds, found a way to survive, found a way to persist, found a way to exist through all of the extinctions that have come and gone through Earth, biding their time until finally civilization began to form.
And technology.
Intelligent life, correct. And then began to assume the forms, Connor McLeod style, began to take identities and began to interfere with the course of human history as at that point, Amatu basically answers your suspicion and says, "I have no idea the level of interference that Vunkos has had in the development of your world, but it must be extensive. And there's no way to tell what would have happened if Vunkos hadn't been there.
Wow.
And for that, we are eternally sorry. The divisions of your world that exist today may have been seeded specifically to create enough discord that Vunkos could use that to their advantage when the time was right. They are an intelligence far beyond anything that my people ever evolved to. They are something more now."
I have a question.
Yes.
So, where are the other worlds?
Everywhere and nowhere. You mean the other Earths?
I mean...
The other worlds that have been seeded with the radiance?
Yeah, are you saying that there's other...
Not many, but yes. There are other worlds out there. And many of them have their own stories happening right now. Many of them have their own tales being told. And some of them are discovering the radiance. But none of them, including my people, were ever able to figure out the mystery of bonding the radiance to DNA and fusing it to a living being. You are the first of your kind.
Go Dr. Patel, all right.
Dr. Patel? Is this the person who did this?
With Fletcher's influence, but yeah.
Well,
Or Vunkos?
Vunkos?
Vunkas?
Vunkos.
Wow. This is a lot.
It's a lot.
I reach for another cookie.
There's a howling noise again, and she glances at the door, a little more worried this time. Time doesn't move normally here, but there's two things I need to tell you because we're running short on it. I can't keep this dimensional pocket open any longer. I have to return to my time and die with the rest of my race. The two of you need to find a way back to where you belong, and you need to do it now. You're not alone in here. There are creatures that hunt in between the walls of realities, that feed upon things that wander through here. And I'm going to tell you this as well, and you already know this to be true, Oya. Vunkos lurks between the walls of the worlds. You've heard their voice. They will eventually know that you both are here. I can't stop that. The longer you stay, the more danger you're going to be in. But I have a plan. These creatures that hunt between worlds, they do so by burrowing through the walls of reality. If they burrow through the right junction point to hunt, say, the reality that you're from, you can pass through that tunnel to get to the other side. But you're in for a fight.
What kind of creatures are we talking?
They're bad creatures.
Have we ever, well, I don't know if you would know, seen one on Earth?
Not on Earth, no. They've never been this close to this part of reality before, but the walls between realities have never been this weakened before. They're very simply called dimensional worms.
Worms?
Worms. And when I say worms, I mean big. WORMS. Worms. They are about the size of one of your city buses. And they feed upon any one they can get their jaws on.
Oh, boy.
Is this going to be one of those things where if we see one of these with our human eyes, we're going to freak out and lose our minds?
If you are a healthy human being, then I suspect you will have that reaction, yes.
Okay, thanks for the heads up.
You've got the heads up. That howling noise is them on the hunt.
Oh.
Oh, good.
So they have something that allows them to make that noise. Great.
What they're going to do is they're going to try to find the focal point of where reality broke, and they're going to start hunting there.
Oh, that's us. That's us.
It's wherever you're coming from.
How did we get here? What happened?
I can only guess that Oya's connection to the Radiance sent you across time and space. You, as I'm sure you're figuring out, have the most exposure to the Radiance. I'm surprised, Oya, it hasn't atomized you and scattered you across all time and space. Somehow, you have bonded with it, and it answers your call. I've never seen anything like it, and I never thought it was possible. I'm using technology to speak to you right now.
Technology. This is a lot. Okay.
Let me guess. I probably got the least amount of exposure to the Radiance.
Why would you say that?
Because everybody has way better powers than me.
Why would you say that?
Because
if I recall
everybody has...
correctly, you saved the life of Hops.
Yes, I can stretch my body. It's awesome. But everybody has way cooler powers than me, so I probably got the least amount of exposure to the Radiance, right?
No.
Really?
Cobalt got the least amount of exposure
Oh,
to Radiance.
right, okay.
And as a result, anybody, I should say, anybody who comes into contact with it in a periphery like that is going to develop side effects to the energy.
Yeah, at least I don't have those, really. All right, that's cool.
The energy can't be destroyed, just like any energy, which means when it enters the atmosphere of whatever environment it is in, it tends to saturate that environment. I told your friends this as well. You are not going to be the last of your kind that you see appear. Your world is forever changed now. You will be the first. So set a good standard. And do your best. She sets down the teacup and she says, I have an appointment with fate.
Okay, don't want you to miss that.
Make sure that the Radiance does not fall into the wrong hands, or you too will have the same appointment.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that in a few 100 billion years from now, a better future is being built on the mistakes that we made.
I reach out and just twirl some of her locks.
She smiles at you, and you know it's not your grandmother, but there's still a familiar warmth to this creature. And she pats you gently on the cheek and she says, "You're gonna do fine, kiddo."
Thanks.
Well, good luck.
Thanks. Oh, also, do you have any like weapons or anything?
I have a knife. I mean,
Like anything that could help us against a worm the size
oh
of a
yeah,
city
wait,
bus?
we have superpowers.
Right. But do you have any specific worm-killing weapons?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
That's okay. This probably isn't all real. You said this was mostly a projection due to technology or something?
I'm
right?
reaching out across space
Yeah,
time to talk
okay.
to you all right now. I'm technically here and not here at the same time.
Right.
Anything I gave you that existed in this world would likely eventually fade away.
like the
once you
cookies? Those were
Yeah.
real cookies.
I'm not full at all. No,
Yeah,
I
I
knew.
thought
I kept
so.
eating them, and I kept eating them, and I knew they weren't real cookies, but they tasted really good.
Yeah, they did.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah.
You can carry the memory with you. Sorry.
That's
But
okay.
if I could give you a few 100 billion-year-old space cookies, I would have.
They were so buttery.
They were.
We gotta go kill some space worms.
Maybe,
now, so-
maybe, yeah. Maybe let's try to avoid them.
Oh yeah, you have the ability to reach out and connect and speak to your friends. Just do what you did to find this door. But be aware, every time you reach out, just like you did the last time, Vunkoss is going to know. Think of it like sending out a sonar ping. You'll find what you're looking for, but someone might hear you.
Okay.
I think your superpowers are awesome. She pats you on the shoulder.
Thanks, abuela. I mean, O2. Thanks.
Go save the world. She opens the door.
Okay.
A
I think
haunting.
powers are cool too.
Yeah, they're great. I know.
As y'all are stepping out, a haunting image begins to play out behind you. Because as you step out and look back at her, you see the warmth of her face. This smile, this calm. She's looking at the both of you with hope, but the kitchen behind her disintegrates. And instead, you see a landscape that is being swallowed by fire and nuclear war. From the sky is raining fire above her, and the atmosphere is vaporizing, exposing the depths of space as you're watching a world self-destruct. Realizing now that as this pocket dimension fails, you are actually gazing across billions of years and witnessing the final events of her world that were happening as she was talking to you in this small pocket dimension. And it begins to flicker and fade as the technology is being destroyed behind her. And the smile is the last thing you see of her as fireballs rush towards that kitchen area and she closes the door. And the door goes, it lights up into flame right in front of you. And like leaves, blows away, vanishing into this infinite horizon between worlds.
Whoa.
Okay.
You okay?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Yeah. That's fair point. Okay. I still think Fletcher was the reason the dinosaurs went extinct.
You know, he would do that.
He would do that.
Right?
He would do that. Everything was going really great.
Yeah.
Billions of years, and then he killed
Yeah.
everything.
In the words of Jack Burton, son of a bitch must pay.
Son of a bitch.
How dare you take our dinosaurs?
These beautiful, majestic creatures.
Yep.
And he probably did.
Yeah. But then,
So evil.
does that mean we got to thank him for setting
yeah.
the stage for mammals to evolve and
Well,
stuff?
oh my, he probably did that because the dinosaurs were a mistake.
Who? No, what are you talking about? The dinosaurs were not a mistake. You take that back. You take that back.
No, I mean for him, he was like, "Oh no, this isn't what I need. I need something that has."
It's more subservient. He needed opposable thumbs. That's why he wiped out the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I condemn this species to death.
Because he knew that if the dinosaurs kept evolving, that they would have never listened to him
Yes.
or developed technology to make it easy for him to brainwash people, take over
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
I want to kill that guy so bad.
Well, maybe.
Your rallying cry is for the dinosaurs.
Yep. This is for the T-Rex.
I mean, if I can walk through time, then
That's pretty cool.
we might be able to do that.
Yeah, but we got to get back to our friends. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we gotta
First,
make
let's
sure
find
we
our
can,
friends.
Return home before.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
go
yeah,
other
yeah.
places.
But eventually, let's definitely plan a trip.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll come with.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Give the coolest powers.
You have really cool powers too.
Okay, if we go back in time, I'll just be able to create the walkway that everybody can walk on to see the dinosaurs, and we don't touch anything.
You can
That's
like
what I
hang
can do.
from trees. You can like get us food from trees.
I'm not gonna touch that. It'll mess up the timeline.
Oh, well, how are we gonna eat on our trip?
We have to bring our snacks.
Pack in, pack out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you've thought about this a lot.
Yes, I have. What do you think I'm doing when I'm meditating?
You're planning a trip to the dinosaur time.
Yes.
Got it.
It's the best way. It's the best way to silence the monkey brain is you plan out a trip. Well, where'd I go? What would I see? What snacks would I bring if I want to go see dinosaurs?
I have so many questions I want to ask you, but
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
need to go find our friends.
Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here.
We're dropping the quotes today.
So I think I need to like
Concentrate.
try to find them.
Yeah, the same way that you thought about that kitchen, that beautiful kitchen, by the way, is gorgeous. Was that was Grandma's kitchen?
Yeah.
Same way you tried to think about Abuela's kitchen. Do that same thing for our friends.
Okay.
Find the team. Find Callisto 6.
Lacey. I want to find Lacey.
Okay.
I think I could feel her.
Them.
Them.
Okay.
Before. I mean,
Before
yeah, when they were caught.
Tap into that.
Because of tails.
Tap
I
into
feel
that.
Like, okay. All
you
right.
can find them.
I just want to. I just love like everything that just happened is absolutely just would be 2 pages of fantastic writing in any comic book.
Right?
Just like panel after panel that you don't want to come to an end in the middle of an intense moment.
I mean,
Yeah. So, all right, Oya. You begin to imagine Lacey. You sift through your memories. You're remembering what it was like that very first night leaving that job fair, rushing out into the alleyway, being ushered out as the fire alarms were blaring when the protests were happening outside. You remember the first time Lacey took off using their mind to fly you all. And how matter-of-fact about it they were. How just like 1 + 1 = 2. Of course I can fly with my mind. All of the moments that they've had, their rapid-fire rambles of science just blasting through conversation. The concerned look they always give Luma when Luma looks like they're worried about something. You begin to really focus on all the little moments that you didn't realize that you had been taking snapshots of the entire time you've known Lacey. And you begin to feel their presence. Lacey, y'all are all back in the shuttle. You are situated as you're looking through these comms channels. You begin to hear Sweet Baby say, "Operator Lacey, receiving a transmission.
on what frequency?
Unknown."
Can you patch it through to me?
You begin to hear the whitewash of static, like an old television set. You, Oya, feel Lacey, almost like they're in front of you.
Hi, Lacey.
You hear the voice of Oya coming through. Hi, Lacey.
Oh yeah?
Everyone hears that out loud.
Oh yeah? Where are you?
Hi.
Sweet Baby immediately begins to broadcast. And you all hear Oya's voice coming through static, like poltergeist coming through the television. Just
We're trying to find you.
I'm
How do we
here.
find you?
Is she all right? Is Anton okay?
I'm here with Anton. We're stuck between places, and
Okay.
we're trying to find our way back to you. Is it really you?
Yeah. Yeah?
Hi!
Cass!
Hi, where are you? We met your grandma.
You did? Yes, she told us.
You met her too?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
the other one. The
right.
not,
The fake abuela. who's also really nice.
She looked good.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get cookies too?
We had cafecito. It was
Oh,
bad.
we
I'm
got
bad at
coffee.
making it. I miss you. Where are you?
Okay, we're between worlds and we're trying to get back to you, but there might be some giant space worms that might try to eat us, and we might have to fight.
What?
What?
Did she say worms?
Fletcher might find us, or Vunkos, or there's a lot going on. I want to try to connect. To try to touch. Can I reach them?
Reaching out, it's that same distorted feel of when you were trying to touch the walls of reality. It feels like Lacey should be right there in front of you, easy to touch, but you touch nothing. You see Oya reaching out with her hands, grasping at something that's not there, and you can see the facial expression change to disappointment as you do not grasp Lacey. And you feel nothing, Lacey.
Put your arm on me.
Okay.
Lacey, where are you?
We're on a ship from another dimension relative to us, on the moon of an indeterminate and continually shifting dimension. We're in an area of effect.
Oh yeah, what'd they say? Oya, what'd they say?
Cast is collapsed.
Where are they? Oh yeah, transcribe what they said.
They're basically like where we are, just kind of between stuff.
Did Lacey do a bunch of techno babble that you didn't understand?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how I possibly could have explained that more simply.
So you're stuck. You're in shifting timelines. You said.
Well,
the safe
we're
house.
on a ship. We can leave, but we won't do it until we have you back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ask if there's a door nearby, and ask them to visualize a door, and then that way you can visualize the door, and then maybe that's how we can get through that door.
Yeah. Did you hear all that? Can they hear him too?
No, they can't hear him.
Okay.
Did I hear all what?
No, sorry. Anton had a really good idea. I was able to do this before because I found a door. What's the door like near you? Touch it or go near it.
Let me find a different door.
Okay.
Give me just a moment.
Oh, you're in
I'm going to
space.
leave a ship now.
Okay.
Okay.
I have learned about
Honey
doors today.
baby, honey baby immediately.
Where are you going?
I don't want to open
Sorry,
the
Holly, I
door
keep
into
jumping up.
space again.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna go outside and
Outside the ship?
outside the
Again?
ship, probably to the station, not to outside.
There's got to be like a bathroom door you could just describe to them, right?
Well, I just don't want it to accidentally be space. I don't.
Hey, where do the worms come in?
Yeah, what if it's worms? I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna open a wormhole. I leave.
I'm so confused. There are far too many
Wait,
wormholes.
are you literally teleporting again?
No, I'm leaving so that
Oh, okay.
if this ends up needing to be a dimensional door
I
or
see. So there's not in the shuttle.
like if you open a door to a ship and it's a mundane door,
Let's go.
it's space.
Right.
I mean,
So-
I
Like
will-
to avoid
Safer to do it.
the wormhole. That's what we're trying to
Okay,
avoid.
fine.
We're
Just,
trying to.
Yes.
just wear suits.
I have a suit
Okay, cool.
and a shield.
Cool.
Following.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody saddles up.
Suits on, let's go.
So hang on. Oya and I are just waiting for like 15, 20 minutes.
Not, I wouldn't say that long. Probably closer to more like 5 or 6.
We haven't
Just
taken
like-
off on the ship.
Hang on. I don't have good cell signal in here. Let me go inside.
Hello? Can you hear me?
That's what's happening.
Cobalt just goes, I have no idea what's going on. Should I stay here?
Keep it floating.
Okay. I can do that.
Is that a thing we say now?
Keep the engine running. Is that what? Is that?
Well, I mean, the ship's floating above, right? We're good. Just don't move it.
Don't move it. I can do that,
floating.
Captain.
Keep it floating.
Keep it floating.
Yep.
Or you're still Captain, right? Or are we serious about Captain Sal?
Luma?
I think
Luma,
you mean me?
Luma, yes.
So easily replaced. Let's just go.
Not it. Again.
All right. You all move out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Honey Baby just steps out. The moment you guys enter into the airlocked area of the moon base once again, facial recognition activates, and you get a ping on Fawn.
Where is she now?
She is on the other side of the station, near the panic room area. And you catch a glimpse of her. This little window pops up in the side, and you see her leaning up against the wall. She looks, for lack of a better way of describing it, wrecked.
I'd like to initiate a security lockdown in that part of the station.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You see blood has trickled and dried. It's come down out of her ears, and it's kind of caked near the side of her like the bottom part of her jaw.
But she's alive and moving, and in the
alive and
grand
moving.
scheme of
She's
things,
walking.
that's incredibly good.
Yeah, she is
Uh,
maneuvering around.
Functional gross motor. It's what?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
She stumbles in, and you close the door behind her,
No,
locking
thank
that
you,
down.
evil.
What's that?
No, thank you, evil.
Okay.
I'm looking out. Are there zombies? What's going on?
Nobody in the hallway. Is y'all enter
No,
the base?
we're just gonna find a
There's a
door
crane
and
for
see
that.
if that becomes a door or.
Okay, down the catwalk there is the door that leads back into the station.
Does the catwalk- no.
But you don't see another you don't see, for example, another wooden door or anything like that.
Okay.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
It's the same sort of distorted static effect. If you can imagine, what's basically happening is you're receiving this message from Oya from the other side of this wall, and it's being filtered through Honey Baby's transmission receiver. So it's indistinguishable if you were telepathically receiving this yourself, but Honey Baby is also experiencing this and is able to broadcast what Oya is saying, which is why you're getting a static effect. To you, Lacey, it sounds a lot more clear because it sounds like Oya is talking to you from across a room, but everyone else, it's again like a poltergeist, good static. At that point, y'all once again hear that piping wail, but it sounds much closer this time. And again, no direction. It's not coming from down the hall or underneath you or to your left or right. It's just all around you.
What is that?
You are hearing it as well.
Station? What?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were up in the sky.
I don't think we had
We
taken
haven't
off
taken off yet.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep, still on the station.
Yeah, just didn't want to jeopardize
That's
our
why I
craft.
said keep it floating. Now it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Thought we'd taken off and we're like outside the bubble. That
And
was-
I would say Cobalt took it as a keep on trucking, kind of saying like, okay,
Keep the
I'll-
engine running.
keep the
Makes
engine
sense.
running.
Keep it warm.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Keep our
just
seats warm.
What?
Yeah.
We thought it was that too.
I thought it was that.
So,
I think that's.
All right.
You think that's what? Oh, she
you
can't
can-
hear me.
You can.
But
Hear
you
me?
can hear her.
What do you think it is?
Oh, Anton, it's the thing that.
Yeah, the worms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the huge worms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worms?
What happens if I try to open one of my doors now that Oya and I are connected? That's kind of like a door.
a portal, so to speak.
Yeah.
You can try it.
Or like
It's
what
a
the-
roll.
It's a portal.
Yeah.
Same
So
rule.
you burn your points that
yeah.
you have on the other side of
Yeah,
damage.
I'll burn through a couple more.
Okay. Once again, crackling energy begins to form in front of you all. Begins to trace like a perfect line just drawing down in front of you, almost like an incision is being made in space-time. And you see
happening.
that crackling energy in front of you. The two of you are not seeing it though. You see this discharge of the Callisto 6 energy, and then it's
I try to clutch at it.
okay. Your hand just passes through it like it's not there.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
What's going on? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hi, sorry. I tried a new thing and it didn't work. But experimentation is part of the scientific endeavor, and failure is okay.
Okay.
I got an idea. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Okay. What if you tried it again? Remember when O2 said moonlight was kind of like the, I don't know, energy gap or something? Like
That's true. Moonlight could be a conduit.
what if we all kind of like put more energy into whatever you were doing, like supercharge it or something? I don't know. We saw the Callisto 6 fizzling things, like, or radiance or whatever. Like, what if we all kind of threw it in?
It's worth a shot. That's a really good idea.
Zap it as something. Moonlight. We could all like maybe touch Moonlight, and Moonlight could touch you, and we can. I don't know.
I'll practice stilling my mind, all that stuff. Tell Anton, I'll try it.
Insight check.
This is a good time for an insight
Same.
check. Okay.
On our side. Can we?
All right. So
yeah.
let's do this one at a time. So we'll start with you, Oya. What would you like to insight?
I'm actually gonna say, because I'm still concentrating on the connection to Lacey.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say, Anton, please check for space worms.
On it.
All right, you kind of keeping an eye out.
Yeah, look around, do the 360
I was about to say the owl neck.
Yeah, looking around.
Make my ear bigger.
Nothing. Okay, so I will say that in the distance you are constantly hearing what sounds like pipe. You can't tell if it's the wind, but every now and then you will hear that piping sound.
Does it sound closer or further away than when we were in the
seems closer.
imposter Abuela's room? Closer?
It's definitely feeling. Every time you hear it, it's getting closer.
Okay. I don't see anything yet, Oya, but it sounds like it's getting closer. It feels as though it's getting closer. So maybe the way that Imposter Abuela was describing how time works differently, we still might be running out of it.
Okay.
So we might be on a little bit of a crunch. Can you convey that to the team?
Yeah.
That we just need that description of that door so that you and I can get through, and let's try that.
Lacey, honey, you're doing great. We need a door very soon because we think we have some space worms coming for us.
Okay.
Oh, part of the insight check, by the way, I just to remind you, Alma02 did say that if you were able to kill these space worms, you could actually use the burrow that they used to jump into the reality you need to go to.
Oh, that's right.
But it's going to require you defeating the space worm and then getting through that burrow before
not
it
letting
closes.
it loose.
Yeah.
We have a space on our side.
So so don't lose sight. That is an option as well.
Also, by the way, Lacey, we might be able to ride a space worm into your reality. So
right.
That sounds like an ideal scenario, if possible.
yeah, I think so.
like a
So
rodeo.
Will it be our friend?
Lacey's.
Well, we'll see.
Lacey, do you want to do your insight check?
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want to know?
What we can do from our end. Like, do we chase a bad wolf and try to, like, open a burrow from our end? Do we just, like, summon a bunch of mules and have those kind of burrows?
So
like, what are we up to?
Everything that you know about Oya's power would suggest that without Oya, you're kind of powerless with this kind of dimensional energy.
Cool, so we're hurry up and wait.
It's kind of a hurry up and wait situation.
cool.
You also know that there may be some merit to Hopps's idea, but channeling that much power could shatter reality further or cause a paradox.
Don't care. Tear it apart. Get my friends back.
It's hard to say.
Put it back together after we got. Well, if we don't even try to construct it, then we won't possibly have it as a fallback. So it sounds like I'm engineering something very large and wacky.
Or,
Is this a laboratory?
okay. I was thinking, I would also like to use insight.
What'd you like to know?
If
Wow, I know we're using insight like a mofo.
I know, well, I'm not the smart one here.
So you spend 3 intellect points,
Yes,
and then
I'm
you get to
going
ask
to.
me a question, and
I
I
need
will
to-
tell
I
you
need
what
a
you need to know. It has to be, just to remind you real quick, it has to be relevant to something that Hops would know or in the paradigm that Hops. Like
I would feel Hops is very connected to energy,
yes. I agree.
and the energy like coursing through her, whatever
Sure.
electrical pulses or whatnot.
Okay.
She's never tried this before. She's only used electricity. What if she tried to actually shoot out C6 energy? Does she have control over that?
Well, you've never been able to do that before.
Moonlight was able to.
It seems like,
conduct it?
yeah, from what you understand, Moonlight is the only, with the exception of those rare moments where you have all been able to share pool points, the only person among you that seems to have the ability to manipulate the essence of radiance itself, of the Callisto 6 energy, is Moonlight. Now, Moonlight hasn't done it yet. Moonlight's exhibited that aura of somebody who's been saturated with the energy source, but they have been very quiet. And this whole time, by the way, Moonlight's been standing like this, like a school kid, just hands folded, listening to everybody, like eyes darting back and forth, and just looks like they're trying to process everything that's happening. They're on the other side of the spectrum of like, what the F is going on, of Cass, who's literally just like, like
All
Moonlight's
of me are
kind
just
of like,
pacing around.
okay.
You have to tell me how long that lasts, because until then, I'm just going to assume there's 5 or 6.
Well, it deactivates at the end of a scene, so
Never mind.
We could say that it's fading away right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all collapse into one pacing person.
Yeah.
Is Moonlight also using May now?
No,
just heard
Moonlight's
it a
still
moment
she.
ago. Okay,
Moonlight's
cool.
still she. Yeah.
Wanted to double check.
Moonlight she.
Respect.
Yep.
But I was
Happy Pride, Moonlight.
I will occasionally say they though because I'm trying to get good at using they, so I will fall on that. Like if I'm going to make a mistake, it'll be they.
I was just thinking if that was a way to, supercharge the portal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And that, I mean, it's entirely possible that Moonlight could use your powers to help do that, but it would have to probably come from Moonlight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I figured. But I figured, yeah.
Then I think our time is best spent on building space worm defense, because if Oya and Anton are planning on riding a space worm through a dimension, we should have a plan for what is going to happen when it gets there.
I have a plan.
Slap.
That was the plan. I understood that plan.
Oh yeah. There is a sensation suddenly that you feel in your bones. It's almost like a low frequency vibration. And at first you're not aware of the fact that it's a voice, but you do hear it after a few moments coming through as you're connected to Lacey, just like O2 predicted, you reaching out across the dimensions. You hear from an unknown distance away, but strangely still close enough to send a chill up your spine, a very clear voice say, Oya. There's this rage, this cold rage, like they know you are here. They're aware that you're on their playground right now, and they've just spotted you. You hear that grind in the voice, that echo. For a split second, Lacey, you think you hear the voice as well. This unearthly, cold entity from across dimensions.
What sound filters through that and Honey Baby to the speakers?
It vibrates and it goes, Whoa. And Honey Baby, reacting for only the second time ever in fear, very weakly says, Operator Lacey, alert.
Sweet baby.
And that's where we have to stop for our break.
No.
I knew it.
Yeah, well, you kept that phone line open long enough that, yeah. So
You need to work for that. We need to work on some Morse code, y'all.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna be back in 10 minutes, you guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a moment.
Worms!
That. And thanks for watching tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We all
And
got
you may
worms.
continue.
Everyone get the
Yes,
cream.
this has just become an MB's only channel now, so if everyone else can...
That town scrubs.
welcome to Geek and MB. Tonight, we are
Is that not a
playing...
thing? That's amazing.
It should be a thing, right?
I would watch the shit out of that.
Okay, let's go ahead and jump right back in. We last left off. It
was
where
fun.
where we last left off, we heard a very familiar voice reaching out across space-time to announce its displeasure. They have spotted. Theoretically, it seems like they have spotted the presence of Oya, and have made it known that they know you're here. So, and this, I believe, will be the first time that Lacey is heard.
Yeah,
calls?
I'm not really pan-dimensional typically.
Right.
Well, it's complicated.
I mean, this is, I think, only the second time really that the voice has actually been heard by, I think, somebody else. But the point is that y'all have it's a very chilling experience because you do not experience the voice of that calm, warm alien creature that spoke to you in that kitchen. Instead, it sounds like a deep series of incomprehensibly deep baritone voices from across the worlds calling out to you.
I just snap out of.
Anton,
I'm startled out of.
as you kind of snap to, but like Anton, as this is happening, you don't spot any worms, but you do notice the sudden change on the horizon.
What's the change?
The walls that are just like a constant mirror, a flowing reflection of the universe.
Yeah.
It begins to cloud a little bit, and the sounds, the sensations of the wind, begin to rise, almost like a hurricane is close by. You begin to hear this rumbling sound, and then suddenly Oya just snaps out of it.
And Oya, are you okay? Did we lose the connection?
Yeah, we got to stay off that for a while because Wunkos found us.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Okay, that's okay. We're all right. We're fine. We're just trapped in a dimension in between regular dimensions, and we have no discernible way to get home. But we're okay because we have each other.
Okay.
At this point, Oya, you two are becoming aware that the environment sounds of the areas that you're in is now manifesting like a low rumble, like a thunderstorm is blowing in, like a hurricane is starting to roar across the skies. And the two walls to the side of you, they become less clear. The galaxies and the stars that you saw warping around you, they start to cloud a little bit, almost like a gray mist is seeping into the two walls of these realities.
You're seeing this cloudiness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to try something.
Okay.
Can you just hop on my back for a second?
Okay.
Okay. Here, piggyback. Right. Come on. Okay.
Jump on.
Try to stretch my legs a little bit. And I want to try to get a nice stride going.
Okay.
I want to try to run away from this area. And I'm telling Oya, who's now my Yoda, apparently. Okay, I'm thinking maybe whatever connection we made might be a fixed point.
Oya.
Yes. Might be a fixed point wherever we were, so maybe we can kind of lead the space worms to that.
Your name is literally missing a D, and that's it.
I'm Yoda.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get us out of that area. See if we can get away from some of that cloudiness. To see if that has anything to do with anything.
Wait,
as I'm just
okay.
running in the void of nothingness.
Okay,
Does
so-
anything seem to change?
No, that's the maddening part. So as you are stretching and like pushing your legs
Tried.
to the limit, you're actually not aware. You're not entirely sure if you're moving from the location you were just in. It's difficult to tell. It's like the train leaving the station illusion. You're not entirely sure if you're actually traveling a distance right now, or if the world is simply moving underneath you and not moving at all.
Okay, I'm definitely trying to move. Does it look like I'm moving at all? No, right?
No, it looks like we're in the same spot.
I know. Let me try this. Okay, I'm gonna stand still.
Okay.
Still have you on my back. I'm gonna stretch my leg out, like far out in front of us, put it on the ground, and then I'm gonna go, okay, we're gonna move to that leg, okay?
Okay.
We're both in agreement. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
The disorientation effect of looking like the leg is coming closer until you're finally at the destination of where you put the leg to. No change in your
I
surroundings.
swear I didn't just suck my leg in, okay? We leaned forward and we went towards it.
No, I believe you.
Okay.
Okay, hold on to me. I'm gonna try something.
Okay? You're still my backpack.
Okay. I don't know how to do this if I'm on your back, but we can try. I want to.
I made like a little a footrest out of my lower back that you're just like on. It's cool.
Wait.
Basically my upper butt. You're resting your
That is sticking out.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
I wanna
so
ride
you can
next.
like comfortably stand. And I'm just like stretched out. I'm like, okay, try it.
You know what? You can fit into any pants you want. You realize that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, but
That's a superpower we all want.
it's still a pain to find them in my size.
For 33, 34, I am envious of you.
Yeah, it's still because I don't want to concentrate the whole time. And plus, I always
That's
have to
true.
wear this super suit, otherwise I lose my form or something.
That's
so,
That's true. Okay.
yeah,
All right. So
To know you so well.
I know this has been cool.
Yeah.
Let's get back home.
Terrifying but cool.
I know.
and it's at that point again, that piping sound.
Okay.
That sounds very close. Now at this point,
And when you say piping, what do you mean?
like if you can imagine sort of like
Wind howling.
yeah, like the wind
Gotcha.
howling, but it's so high pitched in some moments that it sounds like it's breaking across. Like imagine somebody taking a flute and blowing into it really hard,
Gotcha.
to the point where it becomes almost a screech. Mm-hmm. And as it reaches those higher notes, it sounds painful to the ears, but as it recedes back down, it resembles a howl. And it echoes across this landscape that seems infinite. It's either getting louder or it's getting closer. It's hard to tell.
Okay, were you gonna try something?
Yeah, I wanted to try one thing and then do another thing.
Okay.
First, I just want to test how we can move quickly together. When we were on the moon, right? When we got hit by the energy, Cass kind of flew.
Yeah, I remember that.
I want to try that,
Okay.
and I just try it with him.
Do you have flight?
I have far step.
Okay. So what Oya ends up doing is reality around you goes, you see it just ripple in front of you.
Whoa.
And then there's this sensation of almost leaving your body for a second and then snapping back too. And you're not sure what happened just now, but the landscape is exactly the same.
Am I standing?
Yes.
I don't know if that worked.
Okay, what was were you trying to jump up into the air? We're not even in air right
Just
now.
like, go really, just like, what? Yeah, we're not in air right now.
Now, Far Step typically only allows one person to use it, correct? But we'll say for
yeah,
here, why don't we do this just to even this out? I would say take 2 points off of your intellect pool, and we'll call it you were able to bring Anton with you.
Okay, cool.
You're not sure how far you traveled or where you traveled
Right.
to.
I don't know, maybe.
Did we just move?
I think we did. Kind of like with your leg.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
It felt weird,
But up? We went up?
I think we went like that.
Oh, okay.
On both sides of the
Help.
wall, you're hearing this piping sound again. You guys, as y'all are in the station, you are hearing it very loud at this point. It sounds like it's close by, if it's not in the same room as you guys.
Can I still sense where they are? Like,
No, the moment you let go of your connection, you let go of where they're at.
Okay. Do you remember, Anton, what Amo Otu said that the worms hunt? They said that they hunt
I remember that she said that they hunt, but I don't remember what they are supposed to hunt.
because are we the bait? Like if they're coming
Probably.
straight for us,
Yeah,
then how do
probably.
we get them to go where we want them to go? I mean, maybe. Okay, you have stretchy powers.
Yes, that's been established.
I have time powers.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I could like
Freeze one in place.
blast them with time powers. Yeah, slow them down, freeze them. We can get on their back. You can be the harness.
Yeah.
And then
that's-
wherever they go, we go.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay. I guess we just have to stand our ground.
We have to just wait out in the open too.
Okay. I'm gonna let you down off of my butt. You're on the ground. I move back down to regular size, and we're kind of standing there in a void as the sounds are getting closer. And I'm gonna do a Hela / Loki / Thor move, where I'm just gonna go like this, and have like double swords, but it's my hands that
Nice.
I've made into like sword weapons. Like, okay,
What is this?
all right. Again, that move again was that move.
Okay.
In case you want to gift this.
Powers.
All right.
You should never doubt that you have cool powers. Look at what you just did.
But still.
It is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. When your abuela said that I'm at least better than Cobalt, that did make me feel good. That did make me feel good. Let's do this.
Okay. So back in your reality.
They've been eaten. Oh, where did they go?
Hey, we don't know that. We can't.
We don't not know that. Was it the worms talking? Did the worms talk?
More data is required. I think what we should do right now is
Roll initiative, because at that particular moment there's a roaring sound, and unlike the delicate slicing and tearing of reality from Lacey activating her powers, suddenly the air right in front of you begins to swirl in a massive like whirlpool, and ripping through it comes
Is this
a
the worm?
horrific beast. It is roughly the size of a school bus. It is it is huge, to say the least.
Is it 3? What's the initiative difficulty?
So let me get to the description. So this monster that erupts through the walls of reality, it has 6 large spider-like eyes on the surface of this gray, leathery-like skin, and splitting open at the front, a second mouth begins to extrude that looks like a lamprey's mouth. Just a spiral of teeth on the inside that goes, and this thing goes. It's big enough that it fills up the entire interior of the hallway. It is large enough to swallow at least 3 of you in a bite. It is huge, to say the least. And as this thing kind of snakes out of the walls of reality, you hear Honey Baby screeching alert sounds as you see the targeting system immediately lock onto this thing. The initiative check is difficulty 8.
Whoa!
6.
I failed.
You must be busting out of this thing like
Got
a
it?
whale.
Yeah.
What did you have to
Hey, that's not how we do with
What's
whales
my-
that we are
where's my
inside
little-
of.
Where's my magic?
We leave
We'll make an
politely.
exception for worms.
Oh, here it is.
Yes.
You said 8?
Difficulty 8.
I am fine though.
So you need a 24 or better.
definitely.
I do not succeed.
Okay.
It's true.
Speed defense. I know at least 2 of you have
Yeah.
speed defense.
Yeah,
I do.
There it is.
So 3.
Yep, I'm good. Because I lowered it.
Yeah, but it's 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does defense factor into initiative?
No,
Yeah,
it's the dex shift.
I'm good. I'm good.
But that one contains both.
I made it.
I hope
my
everybody
The
knows
dex
it's
shift
cool at
affects
24.
both initiative and speed defense.
I got a 3.
Are we letting you know?
That's knowing you, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I am good. I got it down to a level 6 and I got an 18.
18.
Oh,
Okay.
dang!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I efforted it down to a 5, but that was pointless because I rolled a 3.
Who's okay? So you failed.
Oh no.
Okay. Lacey
Not mathematically
fails.
possible.
Who's next?
Trying. Okay, taking it down to a 5. With
So you
effort.
need- You need a 15.
Nope.
Okay. How about you, Oya? Anton?
So you took it down to
Y'all,
No!
y'all roll
What?
too.
Us too? Oh, why?
We're in the
Oh
same
yeah.
battle.
We're not in this dimension.
Oh, this isn't your dimension though.
It's a transdimensional worm.
I'm having a somewhere out there moment, except that we're in danger, but the danger connects us.
Somewhere. Oh, we can't sing it.
I know. That's why I had to say that instead of singing it like I
I
wanted
caught
to.
myself.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Okay, so speed defense.
Yep.
So that's
Oh,
1.
I have that.
What else? Time shenanigans?
It takes them to 7. And then
Anything
you can
else?
use. You can
It was a
spin.
noble
Whatever your
attempt.
whatever could lower your speed
defense.
defense.
If you can roll an 18 or better.
Acrobatics,
Yeah.
movement.
Okay, I will spend.
Time
And not just from any one of these 3.
Speed, right?
And
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you get
makes
it.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
it's
speed.
just the speed. Yeah, so that's 1.
So you just
So
have to-
from 8
But
to
that
7.
means
So
I
they're
don't.
going to
That's
All right.
not. Yeah.
instead of 3.
oh,
Usually
oh.
it takes 3.
You're not gonna be able to beat unless you
No.
spend effort. You can't beat
Wait.
that.
I can spend a bunch of effort. So wait, from
I know.
7. So
Speed
at
defense.
7,
I didn't, but that's
it's
okay.
21.
That's correct.
So then if I spend a couple levels of effort,
Yeah.
and would this be in speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speed defense.
All right, I have an edge of 1 in speed. So then that's down to 6.
If you spend that effort, yes.
Yeah.
Spend that effort, subtract 1 from the edge, so you spend 2 points, and you drop down to 6.
You can spend an XP.
Then it's
Can I
just
spend another level?
Yeah.
of effort? Okay.
Can I?
2 levels of effort.
I mean,
to bring it down to 5.
yeah, you can, and then
exactly.
re-roll
You have a 1 discount.
So
All right.
I think that's as
I'm not
much
in
as I
your
can
losers
do.
club.
Okay,
I'm
cool. So you bring it to 5, so you need
Losers
a
Yeah.
so 15 or better.
You got a little better. Good job, buddy.
I spent 3 levels of 3 speed points, right?
No, you spent 2 because
Because
you
you were
had
like,
1.
because
And then you spent 2
Yeah,
more because you used the second level.
use this the most.
So it's a total of 4 points. You had
Use that at all?
so go ahead and make a roll.
Because you can technically
Difficulty is 15 for you.
3.
13.
Okay. Who beat 24?
Well,
Just
I
you?
lowered it. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Nope.
How about you?
I
Ann?
got eaten by the worm.
Okay, cool. So worm.
The worm aided me.
Oh, hey, look, I'm
Hops.
in the belly too. How you doing, buddy?
Except
Pops, your speed on this is going to keep you
No.
one step ahead as this thing erupts. Now, as this is happening on their side of the dimensional wall, it appears on your side of the dimensional wall too, manifesting right in front of you guys. Almost like it found the focal point of dimensional energies to feed upon that was attracting it. But essentially, what happens is as this thing manifests right in front of you, you see the rip between the worlds form around it in a perfect sleeve as this thing burrows its way from your reality into the next reality. So its other half is sticking out your end and thrashing about. And again, when I describe this thing as large, it is the size of, it's the length of 2 city two city buses, and about as wide. Has the
Jody,
radius.
you know what's up.
So
Or like one of the buses that has that cool bendy part in the middle.
think of it like that. The orange line.
Great.
So yes, this thing thrashing around, surprisingly not making any thunderous noises here in this weird reality. Back home, you would imagine that it would be heard for miles, the ruckus this thing is creating. So Hops, you're going to go first, and then everybody else can decide how they go after the worm goes.
Obviously, staff,
Okay?
and bam, I'm gonna use shock, my shock and charge and wreck abilities
All right.
to, if I hit it, hopefully give it 15 points of damage. So what's the level of difficulty?
Difficulty is 8. So
Okay, perfect.
So 24.
That is fine. 8 charge makes it down to 7. 6 with my add wreck. Also.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Due to its size, it is level 5.
Oh.
Yep.
That is much
So
more
4,
favorable.
3.
Very easy to hit. It is a huge creature.
Oh,
4.
Broadside
That's
bar.
great. I love that. That's
Yeah.
way better.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
4, 3, and then on attack rolls, I also get a -1 or -1 for accuracy because I took that.
Okay.
So it's down now to 5, 4, 3, 2. Now it's a level 2. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I can actually use
Standard difficulty.
edge to get it down to a 1. So that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. So you need a 3 or better.
I got a 4. So take that, little worm. That's not little.
So how much damage?
15 points of damage. I'm going straight for the kicker. I'm hitting it with my staff. I don't know where the kicker is on a worm, but I'm going straight for whatever the. I'm hitting it.
Everywhere is the kicker if you're casting hops.
I'm gonna hit it with my stick.
Okay, this electricity erupts from your fingertips,
Yeah.
wraps around your staff,
Yeah.
and channels like a full bolt of lightning striking this thing. It doesn't immediately seem to react like a creature that's just been wounded, but you do see it twitch to the side a little bit and then lash out at you.
Oh crap.
So I need you to make a speed defense check. Difficulty is 8.
Cool. Okay. At least I'm good at this.
Yeah.
7, 6, and then ooh.
You can roll an 18. Just go for it.
Oh. Sure.
Joke's on this worm. I'm going to be in its stomach for 7 years.
6, and then I'm gonna use effort to lower it down to 5.
That's a chewing
4.
gum joke. I love it. I got it.
Campbell.
I'm good.
Here we go.
gonna
It's a
reward
level
myself
4
next
now.
All right, go ahead.
You need 12 or better. And it is a 12.
And I'm going to use my tier 3 ability, which is seize opportunity. If I succeed on a speed defense to resist an attack, I can gain an action and use immediately and attack it again.
Yes.
And it's reduced by 1, so I don't have to roll.
Yeah.
So speed reduced by 1, so level 4 to hit it.
And then,
Which-
but then
yeah.
my negative
You
1 for
automatically
attack.
drop
With a
4
light
levels.
weapon and free
Basically, it
power
goes
shift.
all the way
Yeah.
down.
How much
all
damage?
My power shifts.
15.
15?
You just put 30 damage into that space worm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now it reacts.
Pass your turn.
Didn't
Tag
it
team.
This thing, as you easily leap aside as this thing lunges at you, these huge lamprey, this mucus that's like lining the walls of the musculature of this worm, splattering as it snaps these huge jaws closed right in front of you. You don't even want to know what would have happened if it had hit you.
It has
But as
very bad breath.
The electricity that plays across it, you immediately see bubbling effects beginning to take place on its flesh as you once again electrocute it. On your side, you see the spasms of something that's being, the high voltage is passing through it. You can only imagine what's happening on the other side, but for a brief second, you see a glowing light inside of this thing, flashing the innards of this dimensional worm, and then dies out like it was like it swallowed a flashlight or something.
Hops. I bet you that's hops.
Okay, whoever wants to go next. The rest of the initiative runs to you guys. Who would like to go next?
You wanna? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna.
Let's see. So I can see that it's coming through an opening, right?
Yes. Imagine like a magic trick. On the other side, there's nothing. This thing is literally erupted from a space in the middle of the air, and there's crackling energy around its body, but you can't see through it. It's burrowed. Imagine something just burrowed out of a hole, and that's kind of the same effect.
You mentioned that it was really big. Can I tell how heavy it is?
It's probably somewhere in the vicinity of, judging by its size, if it continues going, like if it's that big on the other side.
Let's say you have 3 power shifts in strength.
Can you lift
Can you
about
tear
3
this thing
tons?
the hell out of the hole that's between me and my friends?
This thing probably weighs about 3 tons.
That does not answer my question 100%.
I would say I would go ahead and rule that a difficulty level 8 is appropriate to ask somebody to pull a 3-ton worm or push.
Okay, well,
Because that, or actually no, in this case, if you're gonna move it,
Difficulty 20.
are you trying to punch it? Are you just trying to attack, or do you want to grab it and lift it?
I want to pull it out of the stupid hole.
Oh,
Okay.
so momentum's working with you.
So, in that case, to grab this worm and try to pull it out of the hole, I'm gonna give you a heroic difficulty. Because that is definitely in the realm
I didn't say
of
this was
like.
a good idea.
So I'm going to
great
set the difficulty of something like that at 12.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
It is a 3-ton worm that is currently stuck between a dimensional portal and has no intention of moving from where it is located.
I don't
Okay.
think I've ever even done one of those.
No, this is the highest target number I've ever thrown at you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
It's the largest worm you've ever thrown at us.
Is this a strength
This is
test?
beyond impossible. What's up?
Nice as a hint to add
Yeah.
an asset.
Yeah.
Since we said
Yeah.
we might ride the space
Now we
worm,
know.
if she knows that,
This would have
can
been
that be
so
an
nice to
asset?
do it, though.
No, you wouldn't. So the thing is now that you've seen how this thing is manifesting, you would not be able to ride it.
We could like latch onto it.
But
Well, I think
so
what about-
imagine a bullet passing through the barrel.
Yeah.
You would not be able to ride that
going
bullet.
that fast?
But-
It is. What's that?
Oh, it's just very tight.
That's what I'm saying. It
Would-
is literally ripped itself through, burrowed through the walls.
Would it be considered an asset that Cass has the knowledge that her friends are on the other
We
side?
want to get
No.
through behind.
Okay.
No, that would not be
Good.
an asset.
Good try. I
But
was
you
thinking
know
the
what
same thing.
is an asset? I can enable others
That is an asset.
on a physical task, and that is what I'm gonna do because I just stuck a little shocking hole in its side, and I'm gonna say it has a handheld hole. Something. Yeah, it has a little chalk.
Exactly as if there's a divot in this bus. I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach in.
Okay.
Go for the divot.
This will be the most heroic thing
It's
you have
gonna
pulled
look
off with
really
your
great
strength
or really
so far.
funny.
12 is 2 levels
Cass
past
story.
impossible.
That's correct.
2 levels past
2
impossible.
levels past
Yeah.
impossible.
It comes down from 12 to 9 because I assume this is a strength test.
This is a strength task.
Yep.
All right.
There's the 3.
One from me to
One
for
from
an 8.
you down to 8.
Oh, so you just need to roll a
For another
24.
cassette.
Okay.
And
Any other enables?
What do I have?
I don't.
Is there any way we can help from this side? That's what I'm trying to think.
Okay. My maximum levels of effort is 4, which would normally be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, but I have an edge of 4, so it will cost me 5 points to do 4 levels of effort.
You're 4, man.
This is about to be amazing.
You're 4.
I'm getting out my
take
tablet
it down to a
videoing
difficulty 4, which is still kind of a toss-up. But damn it, this thing
You
is
have
in
a
between me and
50-50
my
chance
friends.
of succeeding on something that should not be possible.
Difficulty is 4 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficulty is 4.
You did 12?
Over better. I want to get up for this thing.
And I reach with that into that divot, and as much as around this stupid, slimy, horrifying thing that's been creeping us out all through this station, and I don't understand anything that has happened except I know Oya and Anton are on the other side of this stupid space worm bus, and I pull it through the stupid hole.
All right, I'm going to give you a +2 stunt. You get 2 points back. Y'all watch as Cass digs her fingers as she gets underneath this thing, and like Samson holding up a temple, just gets underneath this thing and slams her fingers into the flesh that has been tenderized from lightning bolts. Slams her, it's sinking into the leathery skin of this creature. The roar,
So cool.
you pull forward, and at first nothing happens except for the monster going that howling, that weird howling noise that it makes. Nothing happens for a good 2 seconds, and everyone's breath catches for a second as Cass is just, and then suddenly, from the other side of the portal, you all watch as this creature on your side of the portal, it looks like it's trying to use its momentum of its hind tail to try to wiggle its way back through, to try to retreat. And against what should make sense, you see it going, being pulled to the other side. You all watch Cass with
Be amazing.
veins bulging out of the side of her head, grabbing this thing and step,
That's impossible.
and just pull this 3-ton dimensional worm ripping through the holes in reality. It keeps coming. Everyone starts to stand back as you realize as this thing is coming through. It is probably about 60 feet long. She pulls the length of this thing all the way through. You charge down the length, and as it's flailing to get away from you, it cannot break free from the grip you have in its skin. Till finally, you pull it loose. And the explosion of energy behind it as you see this dimensional rift into this bizarre unknown world on the other side.
I want to go next.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
I want to grab Anton and far step the hell through that hole.
Yes.
And as you come, what's the range on far step?
Long distance.
It's, yeah.
Long distance? Okay.
Yeah.
You grab Anton, you spend the points. Reality ripples around you, and when you reappear, you look like you're the same distance away from the hole.
No.
Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this?
Are you talking to me right now?
yeah.
Yes, I'm seeing this. What happened?
How
You
do we
just
get-
you just hugged me and then didn't move. What's going on?
We need to get through.
Did you try to move and then it didn't happen?
And at that point, who's next? Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Okay.
Do you want me? Sure. Okay. Go ahead. What do I see? What's going on?
So right now, the interior of this space station is a kill zone because this 3-ton creature that has been pulled to this type of reality has now gone into a full flail. There is not a lot of room to dodge in here as this thing is thrashing like a fish out of water. So next round, everyone's going to be making penalized defense checks against this thing.
Oh my.
Because you're in an enclosed space. This thing is the diameter of this thing is basically a city bus.
It's too close to Cass. It's too close to us. No. This thing needs to stop moving. This thing needs to stop moving. And I hyper focus on this thing. This needs to stop moving, and I run towards it and stop. And as every step that I take closer to the creature, I start going like supernova with light until it's completely blinding, and then explodes off of me and manifests towards the creature as these big giant light chains is what I hopefully
Okay.
manifested.
What the hell?
I'll give you 2 points for that stunt.
Pretty
Okay.
cool.
So you all watch as Luma exhibits something you did not see coming. These chains of photonic light that are iridescent and blinding begin to wrap around this creature. You see it wrapping around the sides. Is it a roll or does it just happen?
You tell me.
So if you're going to try to restrain this,
I imagine there's a roll.
I think it's going to be a might defense check on its part. So,
I thought you said this was
it's
intelligence.
but there's
It's intelligence,
exactly.
though.
Oh, it's intelligence.
Because it's an
Oh,
intelligence
this is
attack.
Intellect attack.
So you're
that this game
attacking its
never rolls.
mind, basically making it feel like
There's
it's
not
chained
really
down.
a chain there, but it
Phantasmal
it is.
Then you have to make a check.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's intellect damage.
It's so this is an intellect check.
Yeah.
The good news is
The worm is dumb.
the worm is dumb,
Yes, it is.
and it says specifically that trickery used on the worm is a defense roll level 3. So there's really no point to your roll.
Oh, okay. Cool. So then I'll just keep describing what happened.
Yes, by all means.
Well, I mean that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the light explosion manifests into the illusion as the chains wrap around and contain it down. And once the light has all disappeared for me, Luma, I think did I just nuke out? What just happened?
Illumination.
Fuck yeah!
This creature is immobile. It is not thrashing anymore. Instead, looks like the rest of you who are seeing this. It looks like it should be able to move just fine because as it squirms, the chains move with it. But for some reason, it seems bound. And it remains in station, squirming against what seems like a restraint. However, its mouth is still able to project out in front of it, and it begins to snap. But next turn, it'll make an attack at a reduced. It's going to be reduced difficulty because it is currently basically considered paralyzed.
That was awesome.
That's amazing.
I want to try something.
It is your action, but on your action, I'm going to throw up a GM intrusion.
Should I go now or Lacey? You still have to go, right? It's down to the two of us.
Might be good to see what.
Yeah.
Give some players an extra round or two in case this.
Maybe we need to clean up after you.
I accept your GM intrusion.
Okay.
Attaboy.
So gain 2 XP. And you
Cool.
can share one of those with somebody else.
Now,
I'm actually getting you all the cards.
I've already used one this game to re-roll one, but I
so-
can only use
That's correct. Yes.
up to 2. So
Up
I
to
got
2.
one more that I can use.
right.
I'm gonna give that XP
To Hops. To Buddy Hops.
Shake it, don't pull it. Shake it, don't pull it. There you go.
Anton,
Yes.
as you were watching all of this happen and you see Oya's focused on this, and you hear Oya say, "It's Hops." And suddenly Oya feels like she's far away. Even though she's standing right in front of you, you don't feel a distance pull away, but you hear it like an echoing effect. And there's a dizzying sensation that washes over you. And it's almost animalistic instinct that you must imagine your ancestors back during prehistoric times may have felt when they might have been walking up along the bush and suddenly realizing that there was a predator lurking in the grass.
Ooh.
And as
Am I time walking right now? Am I tapping into my ancestral?
No, you're not
Okay,
time walking.
all right.
But you feel the hairs begin to stand up on the back of your neck. And as you turn and look behind you, there's a being.
No.
No.
Are you?
No.
A being that looks shadowy in its form, humanoid, maybe 20 feet tall, and very, very lanky looking. Imagine if Doug Jones was 20 feet tall. Has sort of not that Slender Man look, but it does have the long fingers and a conical, like, it goes up, the neck area seems to sort of form into a conical, like, top to the point where it domes off, and a pair of sickly green glowing eyes that crackle with a very familiar yellow radiance.
And I say, almost to myself, but aloud, Vunkos.
You are staring at a physical manifestation of a cosmic horror. And as you're looking at this thing, the descriptions that I've given you, they're helping you understand what this thing visually looks like. But for Anton staring at the form of Vunkos, you begin to realize that you're looking at an entity that is beyond imagining in its age, beyond what you can comprehend in its intelligence. Looking upon it itself is like looking far deeper into the abyss than any human should ever be looking. You should not be seeing the form of this creature. It's dizzying, the effect, the horror begins to seep in. I need you to make an intellect defense roll. The difficulty is 10.
No one should.
All right.
You can roll a 30.
I don't think I can. Intellect defense. I have defense. I'm trained in defense task. What can I do here? Can I use? Oh man, how am I going to bring this down? Dexterity, power stretch, accuracy. Wow,
Like,
that's.
all of your skills though are intellect based, so I feel like that would, you know what I mean?
I have a couple of skills.
your way out of this.
Yeah.
Can I use meditation to lower the difficulty of this? My lifelong hobby.
Player intrusion.
Marshmallow.
My lifelong training.
So player intrusion will allow you to make one thing true if you spend the XP.
If I spend the XP and do it?
But before you burn that XP to do that,
Yeah. So I don't know how else I can lower this. other
I
than just
could
burning a bunch of
actually
intellect.
see the argument that meditation might help you keep a grip here.
Now look,
You know your mind.
I'd like to kind of, peek behind the curtain for a second. I'd like to think of Anton Andazola, with his specific background, kind of being pretty open-minded about stuff, generally speaking, to maybe be a little bit more equipped to handle all of this than like a regular Joe Schmo, and so on. So, yeah, even all the concepts that we have confronted over our 2, now 3 seasons, like we've all handled it to varying degrees, but I'd like to think that Anton could handle it just a little bit more than just like regular folks that haven't been doing yoga their whole lives.
Yeah. I would. I
It
would.
helps with cosmic horror.
I mean, yeah. in a
I would.
way.
I tell you what. I honestly believe that. I mean, especially from my readings of the mythos, if you're somebody who is practiced at knowing your own mind, I would allow this to be an asset.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool, now I'm
This
down
has
to
been part of
9
Anton's narrative
difficulty.
this whole time.
So yeah, I got to burn a bunch of intellect
Medita-
stuff. What
hold
can
on.
I?
Does
That's what I
defense
got.
tasks help with this?
Yeah, just like
Defense
general
tax,
defense.
yeah.
Intellect defense
Yeah.
tasks.
Anything that would help your intellect defense.
I would say that would lower
Well,
it
this
to
is
an
in
8.
might, so that's a might defense, I guess, because that's
Yeah.
in the might section. This is my intellect section.
You just wrote defense tasks.
I know
Yeah.
I did. I don't know what
I
that.
think,
yeah.
but-
Oh,
all
you do
of your
have
stuff is-
dexterity shift that helps with your speed defense. Unfortunately, intelligence is the power shift that helps with intellect defense.
I don't have that. So all right.
But all of your skills are in intellect. So I feel like,
Yeah.
he has like a skill, like philosophy could lower. Look, I'm trying to help, okay?
Honey.
Like, because this is very like a philosophical
Friend, I think you're kind
being.
of boned.
I feel like that would lower it because like he's studied.
What can I? Bonnie, help me with this. Help me with
Okay.
this. What can I do here to get it
Okay.
possibly to the 6?
You're gonna spend a lot.
Yeah,
so-
I need to lower it 3 levels at least.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
So but you have the edge here.
Yeah.
So it would just cost 1 each time.
Each time? Okay. All right, that's not too shabby.
Or just the
Right?
one,
No?
the one time. The one time.
Twice?
It's
Once?
Yeah, you
Twice?
get a discount of 2 on whatever the total spend you're about to make is.
Yep.
Okay.
There it is.
Now, you can probably do 4 levels of effort,
Yeah.
which should cost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm
You
gonna have
should
to
be
do that math
4
every time.
right here anyway. So
Okay.
4 levels
okay.
of effort.
Give me
Okay.
both.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 minus 2. If you spend 7 points of intellect, you can reduce this 4 more levels with effort.
Yeah.
Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm at a 5. Difficulty 5.
Okay.
All right.
15 or better.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
William. Come here, friendo. Please come home
Boncos.
with lots of sanity.
Oh no!
Was it?
Is that a natural 1?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a natural
Oh,
one.
crack. We're so boned.
Fuck! It was so nice.
Can I re-roll that?
Yeah, you can
Yes.
technically. Yeah.
Spend that 1 XP. It's your last
I
reroll.
will.
A nat 1?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're willing to burn
Here,
XP,
maybe.
I'll allow a
Here, roll
reroll.
this one. This one's been pretty good.
I mean, I just don't.
I have faith in my.
Man.
Do you?
Here we go. 15? No problem. 19.
Oh!
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what was going to happen.
Please do.
I was going to implement the optional rule shock, which is located in the Cipher System book in the Cosmic Horror section. For 1 round, you would have lost complete control of your character. I would have taken control of Anton.
No, thank you.
Oh no!
But because I rolled a 19, I also get a minor effect.
You get a minor effect.
Which is, here's a minor effect suggestion. Immediately regain 2 points to any pool.
Ooh.
That's a good one to do.
Yeah.
So you
Get
just
my-
fought really hard
Let me get my
to get that down.
Intellect back up to 15. Okay.
So,
Yes! Yes,
Anton,
sir!
That's good. Yeah.
the sight of Vunkos, it takes your breath away for a second. the immensity, the sheer power of this being, it feels like it saps away all hope. First, when you knew this thing is Fletcher, you were ready to take this guy down. When this was the concept of a aged businessman or an alien that had possessed a businessman, y'all were gonna take the fight to him. But this is something completely different. This is not a him Fletcher. This is the being known as Vunkost in its full form. And you see them manifested in all of their horrific ancient glory, and you almost slip into the edge of hysteria upon the sight of it. Hopelessness comes swirling around you, and the sounds of this worm crashing begin to become muted to the idea you have no chance. None of you have any chance. It's all been an illusion. It's all been a false dream. You're all going to die. And you manage to pull yourself back from that through sheer tenacity and a voice inside you. It's almost like you can hear the echoings of Cass's voice saying, fuck you. And you manage to find that foothold, and your voice comes back to you. Oya's still talking and has no idea what you're looking at. And then you all hear, all of you, through the portal, in raw form, a voice say, Anton, at last, feeble creatures, I am the vanguard of your end. And it rumbles through the station. Oya, you turn. That defiance, that feeling of defiance you once felt when you heard the voice, you too, upon sight of it. This thing is beyond anything. I wouldn't do that to you this round. I'm gonna say next round if you continue to stare at Vunkost. But the sight of this thing, its voice sends chills through everybody, and the sight of it, Oya, it begins to sap away your hope as well, just like Anton. Y'all can hear the roaring of dimensional wind on the other side of that portal. You still get your action because you succeeded on that defense roll. What would you like to do?
I don't know, man. It all seems pretty bleak. I want to...
Amy has a suggestion.
Oh.
Please come home. Okay. All right. I'm staring at Vunkost, and I can hear Oya near me but far away at the same time.
The distance,
Yes.
you guys have had trouble traveling. You are both aware somehow that Vunkost, they are traveling that distance. They are closing that distance, manifesting the will to become closer to you. You don't know how much longer until they arrive.
And then behind me is this wormhole, literal wormhole.
Yes, it's a tear in the fabric, and it is, by the way, begun to start slowly closing.
And we can, Oya and I can see through it and see the station.
Yes.
On the moon, where our friends are, and they're fighting a massive worm that Cass made to thrash around.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm gonna try to peel my human feeble gaze from this cosmic horror and turn around and yell at Oya. Oya! Go! We have to go! And I'm gonna try and stretch towards her.
You can grab her easily.
I can grab her easily, and I'm gonna grab her by the waist, and then I'm gonna try to do something I don't think I've ever done, which is just increase my mass as much as possible, go giant man size, to try and reach towards this. So this is all in one move if possible, and then move towards this portal and exert as much willpower as I can for us to get through.
Okay. I would say You're going to spend intellect for this for sure.
Okay.
You should also spend some might.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3 might, and then I would say spend 3 intellect.
You got it.
So it's a big chunk of cost from 2 pools.
Yeah, no problem. I'm
Okay.
super strong and super smart.
So Anton's arms are suddenly wrapped around you, and it shakes you out of like seeing this thing in the distance, closing across distance. You begin to realize that space here is a concept, and this creature is able to close that distance by sheer will. Y'all have been running like you're on a treadmill. Y'all have been trying. It's like one of those terrible nightmares where you need to you need to get through a door, but for some reason you're not moving, or it feels like you're moving through mud and you can't quite get there.
Is this the thing where, Eric, where like Vunkas is like Galactus or a celestial that's so big, like thousands of miles tall and so far away, but moving toward? Is that kind of thing happening?
It's definitely giving you the impression that Vunkas's manifestation here is on a scale that is quite incomprehensible. You don't know if you are looking at something Galactus scale in the distance, because it's conceptual the way it's manifested.
Yep.
It's entirely possible by the time that Vunkas has arrived that you would be looking at something immeasurably, just impossible to comprehend.
Cool.
Possibly Galactus scale.
I'm gonna puke. Great.
So you spend those points. Suddenly, Anton expands his body and begins to bulk up. And using that, you basically, like a tube, just channel that to pushing the front part of your body forward, and Anton's size increases dramatically. It's more than just stretching. Anton is duplicating the molecules of his body to increase his mass. And you watch the glow of the radiance, the Callisto 6 energy begin to play across his hands the way it did when y'all were first charged with this energy. And you watch the portal start getting closer and closer as it's beginning to slowly close. And I'm going to make a ruling here. Since you are closing a distance and you're increasing your size, I'll allow you to get to the portal. But you're not going to be able to go through it this round. You'll get to about where it's at, or you have the option of throwing Oya through.
Don't you dare.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Those are your options for this round.
Read Cass's message again. Do it.
Come the fuck
Please come
home.
home.
It says that.
All right. Well,
The fucks are implied.
okay.
Oh,
Subtext.
I mean,
Subtext fucks.
All right, I'm gonna try to throw Oya through that hole.
damn it.
Why would you give him that option?
How dare you?
I give the players all the options.
Okay, because 50% still like a failing, but it's better than 0%.
It's true. You don't have an accurate idea if Fletcher, or I should say Vunkas, is going to be within range next round or not. It's entirely possible that next round you'll have a full action to get through, but Vunkas is going to join the initiative next round.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah. So those are your options. You can, like I said, you can take the chance, or you can throw Oya through, and
So it's throw Oya, or what was my second
so
option?
you can. So yes, your options are you can arrive to basically the mouth of this portal this turn.
Arrive and then the end of turn.
And then
or
next turn, you'll get your action to go through it.
In the same round that Vunkas also has
An initiative.
Initiative of presumably 3,000.
or throw her now, and I
And then next
potentially
turn-
maybe not get.
Then next turn, you can try to
You
go
can
through.
try to hold the door open.
No, I'm
or
throwing her.
Something with.
Okay.
I'm throwing her. I'm tossing that time traveling lady.
There's really, unless you're trying to resist, there's really no roll here.
Do I even? What do you do exactly?
You basically, you are propelled forward as Anton.
Do I feel you winding back? Because I'm gonna be like, no.
There's no wind back. Anton basically slides their hands away from you and instead cups their hands underneath your arms
Yeah.
and basically does this.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing? No. Anton, no.
Okay. There's really, I mean, you're again super. The difficulty here would probably be 3. You probably don't even need to roll.
No.
I mean, no. What can I? What else?
You probably.
Can I?
And you have power shifts in.
Yeah, I have power shifts in like in dexterity, in movement, and acrobatics.
This
and
would be.
stuff.
I mean, this is essentially like a ranged attack roll.
Yeah.
So this would be
Yeah.
a dex check. So
So it goes down 1.
yeeting Oya is a dex check. This is not the yeet we want.
At Anton's current size, yes.
I'm at a difficulty 1, which means I need a 3 or better.
Yeah.
5.
5. Cool.
A few moments on the other side of the portal, you're hearing shouting sounds. And you spare yourself a glance just in time to see Oya fly through the portal. Doesn't look like she's flying on her own volition, though. It looks like she's flying chest first and goes tumbling down, slapping into the side of this creature that's chained and collapsing to the ground. And the portal has begun to close, by the way. It is much, much smaller.
Anton?
I can still fit through that hole, even if it's real small. That's my power.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
You're now on the other side of the portal.
Awesome, Anton, because your power is awesome.
It's true. You would not have been able to get to that portal if you'd not been Stretchy Boy. Stretchy Big Boy now.
Anton, no, get him back, come on.
So Oya leaps up and is shouting that.
We have to get him back. He threw me, we have to get him back. He's coming. He's coming, Vulcus is coming.
Lacey, it is your action.
We'll get him.
I look to Moonlight. Can I help her help keep this portal open?
Moonlight has become a white sheet in color.
Ooh,
The color has drained from her face completely, and her eyes, they're slightly dilated. The moment you spot her, Lacey, you immediately see the signs of shock. She wouldn't hear you if you spoke to her right now, and you know exactly. Well, do you know what I mean? Like if you reached out and tried to get her attention, she would not. It would not.
Yeah, register. Yeah.
Yeah, it would not register.
Yeah.
So what you see is, I mean, you can already do the math. They are aware that Vunkoss is on the other side of that portal. And she is a statue right now.
Okay. All right. I have no meaningful contribution. I pass my turn.
You're going to pass your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's you, girl.
What's up? It's the top of the round?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have everyone roll again because there's a new combatant in the initiative. However, I'm not going to penalize you if you... This is to give you an opportunity to go before Vunkoss.
Okay.
Damn it. I want to go now.
Now, this is going to seem ridiculous
I fail.
because you're probably going to... But I do want to offer you the opportunity to try if you can do it. The difficulty on this initiative check is 15.
I knew he was going to say 15.
God.
I knew it.
Okay.
That's 45. Is that 45?
The difficulty
It's the highest
beating
one in
Vunkoss
Cypher. With
is
the
50.
right mix of stuff, we can do it on some checks.
45.
It's cost. We can lower it for some things sometimes. I don't know who all has stuff.
What kind of?
Yeah, I don't know that
Oh, it's his
enough.
initiative. Okay.
It's an initiative.
I mean, I know I can do it for my big tech checks if I blow effort in, but that's all.
I'm about to fail this. There's nothing I can do.
I have speed defense for initiative, and then just I can spend, but I don't think
Yeah,
I'll
so you
get
get
there.
down to 12. You already traded away danger
Anton?
defense, so no.
Nope.
We don't. I don't
Just so
think
you know,
any of us
I'm
have.
giving you a different initiative difficulty on this
Cool.
because you are in a dimensional plane, the same dimensional plane as Vunkoss.
Oh, that's
you're
General's
at-
initiative order, as we know.
So, but this is literally for everybody outside that portal right now.
I'm rolling to see if something good or terrible happens.
Okay.
Oh my god, I thought it was a 1 for a second, but it's a 7.
Okay.
I saw that same thing on your face.
Okay, so an ordinary failure.
It's the best we can do.
It's still. I'm rolling at an impossible roll. Still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, mine was a 13.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah, I can get down to 12, and that's still impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a deep effort. No, that's free effort, but
This
it'd be a
is
deep
pre-effort,
spend
but-
to get what?
Anton, your
down to
your
6
difficulty
To
here
something that you can even roll.
is going to be 10
yeah.
for the initiative.
I would
check.
be dumping my whole pool.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's not.
It's just not.
I still got my bill to get to 9, but 9 times 3 is too many.
It's the 9.
It's not a 1, so that's
Because
good.
it'd be
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It was impossible, but I rolled.
Yeah, hey.
Well, because
It's in-game boss who's making an appearance. Like,
Well,
Hey, it's worth a
Yeah.
shot.
really
it's
not.
worth a shot.
Nope.
One is good.
All right.
Not a one is good.
So on Vunkos's action, so keep in mind what you rolled because this is going to come into play with the worm still.
Okay.
What did
The
everybody
worm is
roll?
not going to get any physical actions this round.
5.
So, but just keep in mind where you're at with it. The worm goes.
This illusion lasts 10 minutes, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well, then to speed this up, then that worm is not going to be able to break free.
Cool.
So it's contained right now.
And it
is
doesn't require concentration on my part. It just is there.
It's just there. Well, yeah. It is.
isn't a
and I can
essentially-
change it at
It
any
is
time.
according to the rules. It is completely incapable of physical action. That is literally all it can do.
Right.
It is contained.
We got bigger fish to fry right
Yeah.
now.
Bigger worms.
So what'd you make, Anton?
I rolled a 16, but nowhere near close anything to make it good.
Okay.
Same.
On your side of the portal,
Yeah.
the presence of this being approaching, that feeling of hopelessness growing as it gets closer and closer, you start becoming more and more aware of the immensity of this being's power. It's as everything as I said before, and as it gets closer, you begin to realize that you're kind of in that situation where, as this thing is rumbling towards you, it feels like that nightmare scenario where even though you should be moving like a bat out of hell, you feel like you're moving through mud. Your body is fighting you, and for a sec, you think, I'm contained, I'm calm, like I need to just get through this portal.
Yeah.
You begin to realize that the air around you is reacting to the presence of this being as it approaches.
What's it doing?
The air around you is crackling with energy. You become aware that Vunkos itself, they are probably the ones causing this, but they are riding up upon you. And as you begin to become aware as well that the distance, the concept of Vunkos as it appears is getting terrifyingly large as it approaches. It might be just as you said, but at the end of its action, this round, I'll give you this much. Its eyes, Vunkos's eyes, they have moved their eyes from you to the portal.
Oh, no.
And Vunkos, as they're moving, their legs not actually swaying in any particular direction, but more like just gliding along the ground. Vunkos's hands rise like this, and you see that portal that was closing start going and slowly begin to open.
No.
As it begins to speed towards you, begin to realize that it's basically they are just going to run you down. They're heading straight for that portal.
Well, that's not good. That's not what I wanted.
So at this action, the end of Vunkos's action, they're going to be up in your face. Their next action is going to be either to attack you or to make a rush for the portal. But you just... And the ambient roar of that hurricane wind around you is deafening at this point.
Okay.
So I need you to make a intellect defense roll.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Because you've saved the first time, I'm going to reduce the difficulty down to 7.
Sweet.
All that meditation.
So,
Okay.
meditation gets you down to 6.
That's right. So now I'm
And
at
then
18.
you can use, if you take 1 point, that gets you down to 5. You can keep going and lower it some more, but it'll be 3 every time.
2 more every time.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
2 more. Yeah.
Okay. What's the lowest I can get
So
to?
right now
What do
you're
I-
at 5.
Yeah. No, I was here.
You were here, and then you use 1 point of intellect to get
Okay.
down to 5
Okay.
because of your edge.
Okay. Okay.
And then now you can spend,
I'm a robot.
2.
You could do that 3 more
you can
times
do
for
3
2
more
points
times
each.
for 2 points.
Irony is good.
Yeah. Let's do that. So we're gonna go here. So,
So
where
you
am I
get it down
at
to
now?
level 2.
Yeah. I'm at a difficulty 2 for this intellect defense.
Okay.
It means I have to roll a 6 or better.
Yeah, get the Star Trek one. They're been good.
Come on.
6.
Okay. You managed to retain control of your panic. As the creature, this being, grows closer and closer to you. All of you on the other side of the portal are now becoming aware this sixth sense, this animalistic instinct kicking in that something that should not be is close by. It's a icy feeling that creeps up your spine, and you can feel the presence of Vunkost near. You don't know how, but you know they are near. That is going to be that round. The next up is going to be who? I think it was you, Hops.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of this is happening really fast. This is something that I wanted to do as soon as I heard Fletcher say Anton's name, and then everything happened, and then Oya was shot through the portal, and now the portal's getting bigger, and I know he's on the other side. I'm just bolt of lightning through. I'm gonna, because he's by himself.
Okay, make a roll.
I don't have to.
To send a bolt of lightning through the portal?
Yeah.
I don't have to.
She is the bolt of lightning.
It's my
Oh, you're
ability.
teleporting through?
I'm just
Yeah.
getting there.
Okay.
Yep.
So then spend your points.
Wait, what are you doing?
You're all by
The
yourself.
bad idea.
I'm doing it. I'm pulling a cast, okay? I'm just freaking out. The worm is fine. You are not.
Make a roll.
I don't have to.
No, I'm sorry, spend your points.
Yes.
And then when you appear on the other side, I need you to make an intellect defense roll.
Oh shit.
Contemplate the cosmic horror.
Okay.
A
Okay.
true cast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What,
Just do things.
what's the difficulty?
10.
Fuck. Okay.
Wormholes don't work transdimensionally.
It happens in a blink. Hops
Can I
just-
use Anton as an asset?
What's that?
Can I use Anton as an asset?
Yes.
Marshmallow. Okay.
Oh god, my feelings.
Oh.
Yes, I'll let you use
Okay.
that.
Hang on, Sam. Hang on.
Oh, I just took him intellect damage IRL.
Okay. Okay. I can get it down to a level 5.
Okay, make a roll.
I can also re-roll that with my XP.
Is it the last re-roll of your game?
Awesome. 10.
Hops.
I didn't think this through.
You're a woman that's seen some shit. This doesn't have words or names that describe it. When you see them in their form as they approach, it is gazing into the depths of infinite malice. A manifestation of something you should not be a witness to. Humans should never make eye contact with what you are looking at right now. And as you arrive, you glance from Anton immediately to see what it is, this encroaching night that's rushing towards you. It almost looks like a swift sunset. Glancing in its direction, the eyes are the first thing you see. The sighs, the roar of the hurricane-like winds around you, which you're almost certain isn't in fact wind at all, but thousands and thousands of screams from beings that have died at the hands of Vunkost over millennia, echoing through its body, as if it itself was a manifestation of the concept of death. And you crumble. The moment Hops appears, she looks at you and grabs your arm and sees Vunkost and emits a voice-cracking scream and collapses to the ground and puts their hands on their face and erupts into tears. Incapable of comprehending what they looked at, Hops looks like they lose control. It is Nightmare brought to life, and they go fetal at your feet, completely incapacitated from the shock of it. And that is where we leave Hops for this round.
Do I go next? Did I go already?
Worm goes next. Worm doesn't get to go. Now it's your turn. Y'all get to decide who
Oh, wait, he
goes
rolled a
next.
16 though.
Oh, you
And he
did roll a
just did
16.
it intellect, yeah.
That's right. Yes, you did. You do get to go next. That's right. It's your initiative.
Marshmallow me out.
That's the plan,
Marshmallow
baby.
yourself out.
Here we go.
All of the people.
The portal is getting bigger because of Vunkost.
It's being, yes.
Vunkost is willing it to get open.
Vunkost is trying to tear it open.
Vunkost is heading towards that portal. And my best friend since I was a kid, Hops, Lindy, just came through, and she's
Tried to save you and has fallen
She's
prey.
holding onto my arm. I'm gonna create a huge, almost a catapult with my arm to cradle her like a little baby. And then I'm gonna get up close to her and I'm gonna whisper, Marshmallow. And then I'm gonna will her through that portal, catapult her just like I did Oya. And then I'm gonna turn around and stare Vunkas right into his cosmic horror, green glowing eyes, and just start screaming and yelling and getting as large as I can. And I'm gonna start moving towards it. And then my hands are gonna become huge swords as I do that. So, to recap, tender moment, Marshmallow, push through the portal, focus my gaze on the thing that will kill me probably, and spend everything I've got to face it down, distract it, and turn my hands into badass swords as I do it.
So the lightning bolt that went through the other side, there's a few seconds that pass when you hear a chilling scream. If you didn't know any better, you would think that Hops was being murdered on the other side of the portal. It's that haunting. And moments later, Hops comes flying back through, just like Oya, crashing into the side of this beast and falling to the ground. Only unlike Oya, Hops looks inconsolable. Tears streaming down the face, and she's muttering something you can't hear over and over, grabbing her face. Your ocular sensors with Honey Baby are picking up, make it go away. And then marshmallow, 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 repeating over and over and over. And at that moment, on the other side of the portal, Anton, you turn. You begin to stretch your body as much as you can. I would say burn 4 points of might and 4 points of intellect.
No problem.
But let's subtract 2 from that because you stunted the hell out of this. So you pushing your body to the limits of the powers that you've gained, adding atom and atom and atom and atom, drawing upon to your full height, erecting yourself up almost to eye level with this creature. These bladed appendages appear at your side. And the moment that happens, the entity known as Vunkas slows and stops like it's a little surprised. Like it did not anticipate this sudden appearance of this power. It certainly didn't seem to anticipate the defiance, the face-off. They come to a stop. The moment they come to a stop and they lose line of sight, the portal goes. No. You begin to watch it start to close rapidly.
Anton!
And I just say, scheisse.
Who's nearest to the portal?
We're by the worm, so not us.
I'm gonna say
Probably Lacey.
probably Lacey and Oya, I think, are the ones who can see. The last thing you see of Anton, as that portal knits itself close, as reality around you all begins to right itself after the appearance of Oya, is you see a 30 to 45 foot tall Anton thundering towards this entity with huge bladed hands, raising one up into a stabbing position. And you notice that the entity known as Vunkas doesn't look quite as confident as it did when it was looming towards them. And instead of looking like an entity that's going to ride down Anton, it stops and raises its appendages like it's going to fight. And the portal goes. There's a spark. And all around you, you begin to hear reality. The station begins to rumble all around you. And Lacey, you start detecting violent decompressions all over the station.
Portal onto our ship.
You see Cobalt on the other side just,
We have to go now.
This portal opens up.
We have to go. We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. Get
where
out.
the opening
Get-
was.
Get.
I'm just tearing at empty space.
It's the door now. I've opened it exactly where it was.
You are staring at Cobalt, who's looking at you all terrified. What's happening?
Where's he going? I grab Hops.
Okay, Hops.
to go.
She's a lead weight. You have to drag her
I'm
into the
dragging.
portal.
Anton! How do we leave?
The tunnel begins to collapse as all of a sudden, almost like a pressure. Oya, you're aware that all of the shards of reality are righting itself, and it's happening all at once. All the other shards of reality are tearing away. You guys are in the middle of what would be described as a sandstorm of reality. And instead of just righting itself, it's almost like glass blowing in the wind right now. If you don't leave, this place is going to shred itself to pieces as it's correcting, as time is reasserting itself.
In just like a sad rage, just from shock to complete opposite sad rage, I just put up a resonance field.
Okay.
And
He's
I
saving
stand and
us.
stare at the place where Cass is pawing at.
What do we do? We get to safety so we can help him later.
Yeah.
Cass, help me with Hops. You need to focus. I can't
lift
drag
Hops.
her. Okay.
Like a feather. But Hops is trembling.
That's kind of having a focusing effect. Okay.
Moonlight,
okay.
by the way, has not moved. She's still standing there.
I'll hold the door open and bring her while everyone else is getting through.
You start pulling her, and she just
I need to go now.
she doesn't look like she's registering what you're saying, but she follows. It's almost like a catatonic state, and she follows you through into the portal. And everyone enters the shuttle.
Before the thing closes, I want to stare at the point where the portal closed. I'm spending 1 XP, and before it shuts, I just whisper, "Please, someone help him." And I'm invoking karma to add a stranger to aid him.
Okay.
I don't know who it is.
And the portal closes in front of you.
You're perfect.
The next few moments are Kobold screaming, "Where's Anton? Where's Anton?" as the shuttle pulls away from the station. Moments.
Somebody bring me on because I didn't go.
You didn't go through the portal?
I didn't move. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So,
We didn't close the portal until everyone is through.
yeah.
I'm in shock. I'm looking from Cass to all of you and back at the space.
I go back for you.
I have my resonance field pinging things trying to hit me.
I'm going to give you guys one round before this interior of this structure. You've got about maybe 15 seconds before this collapses like a tin can.
Oh, hey, take my hand. I know, wait, I just grabbed you.
Cass puts her arms around the area of your field and lifts you.
I drop it. The second
And
I see her reach out to me, I
You're in her arms suddenly.
Gotta go. Can I still cry?
The next few moments are quiet on the shuttle, except for the roar of the engines as y'all feel the acceleration pushing away. Space around you looks like shards of mirrored glass, but they're beginning to form. Those stars are becoming less warped. They're kind of falling back into line, looking like normal pinholes in the curtain of night, as they say, until finally you hear this popping sound of massive decompression, and behind the shuttle in the distance, the entire moon base literally just... And for the next few moments, Oya, you become aware of leaving the aura of this fracture in space-time. And finally, Lacey, there's only one channel now back to Blue Dolphin Base as opposed to all the fractured channels. And it's static. And that's where we have to leave tonight's game.
Imposter Abuela said it. She said it. Only Oya was coming back. She said it. Y'all should have kept taking notes from last week.
How dare you? How all the way dare you?
I didn't like this one.
Hector, I think you have an announcement.
I do. What a great ending that was. What a great bumper of an ending that was. That was quite the end game, Eric. That was really
Hey, you actually did most of that, though.
that was awesome.
Yeah, you're
following your
gonna
lead.
get help. You're gonna get help. I sent
I
help.
am. My announcement to you lovely people is that for the remainder of Callisto 6 Season 3, that I'm going to be taking a step back, and this was my last episode as a full-time cast member for Season 3 for the foreseeable future. Real-world reasons are that I am increasingly busy.
You got a TV show.
Good, that's great.
You got a TV show.
Possible reason anyone should be leaving
Good
full
problems.
cast.
Good problems. And I love everybody here so much. And I was talking to Eric about it. And in place of showing up and being very frazzled and not maybe being able to commit everything that Anton and all of Callisto 6 deserves, I talked with Eric and I had the idea of what if I take a step back, and that leaves open the possibility for our amazing roster of guest stars to kind of come and visit for the remainder of the season and flesh it out. So did Anton die?
No.
Did he pull a Black Widow, or is he in another dimension? I don't know. But
Wherever he is, he has a friend.
yes. But there is absolutely very much likely the possibility that I will come back in the foreseeable future in like a guest capacity, which is again what I talked with Eric about. Unless he decides to just kill me.
Nobody said anything about being trapped in the dimension with a horrifying identity.
I don't know. But I also just want to say real
Kicking
quick
its ass.
that I am so incredibly excited about the remainder of this season because of everything that was going on. Eric sort of let me peek behind the curtain a little bit, and I'm excited. It's really, really great.
Oh, shit.
You guys are in for some treats. So, also, the last thing I want to say is thank you to the fans, to everybody out there, sincerely, wholeheartedly. You guys covered it at the beginning of our episode back for this season. So, us that were here, Lisa, you didn't get to thank the fans on camera yet, but the reason we even came back for Season 3 was because of the fans, and Eric talked about the space in between the seasons was so amazing, and to see all of the feedback and stuff. So I wanted to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart for making this. This was already just like a dream thing to be able to come and play with all my friends and everybody that I love, but on top of that, all of the fans are so amazing and so cool. So thank you for everything. Keep rooting for Anton. And hopefully we'll see you sooner than later, but enjoy the rest of Season 3.
So
Captain leaving deck.
yeah, I have to say because we have to sign off here pretty fast because we're up against the wall here. But before we do, I just want to say I know this isn't goodbye, but you brought us Rafael Martinez.
Captain.
You brought us Anton.
Yeah.
Gaming with you, Hector, has been a privilege, and I cannot thank you enough for telling stories with us, because they would not have been the incredible stories that they have been without you. There absolutely would not have been a group if we did not have the heart that is Hector Navarro in our group.
Thank you
so much for playing at our table.
Thank you. It was my
Oh,
pleasure.
Captain, my captain.
It was my pleasure. Oh, don't do that. They don't have the cameras for that. Don't do that.
So with that, signing off a little bit late here tonight, but thank you so much for watching us. Lots that come this season. This may not be the last time we see Anton. We'll see what happens.
We decided.
So we will see you guys this time next week. Stay tuned for Vampires coming up next. We love you all so much, Super Punks. Thank you for joining us tonight. Stay whimsical.